welcome everybody. This is the second ever press enter event that we've ever done online. Okay, it's afternoon. It's afternoon. Okay, technically right now it's afternoon because it's 12:01. So welcome everybody. Today is press enter. This is the third one overall. The first one that we ever had was actually in San Jose, California earlier this year. But I will give a little bit of a rundown of what we're doing today before I bring on the girls. I'll do my little introduction speech and everything, the whole shebang. And everything today gets like saved and like uploaded, so you guys are all a part of it. So anyways, welcome everybody to the third ever press enter. This is the third ever press enter this is second time it's ever taken place on Discord, and I'm very excited to continue this event. I've been working with Red Bull on this for quite some time now, so I'm very excited to bring it back. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jaden Weiming Diaz. I am 23 years old and I go by Your Princess, and my preferred pronouns are she, her. I've been streaming on Twitch for over 4 years now, and I just really enjoy gaming, creating content, and just like making a really inclusive environment for all gamers. By the way, I am a little bit sick right now. I'm still getting over COVID, but just ignore the voice. Anyways, Press Enter was pretty much created to help create, a more safe space for women in gaming and non-binary gamers to share their experiences and celebrate their achievements while educating the masses or whoever wants to learn more about what they do, or just like how to take a part in the gaming industry, or just hearing about the gaming industry in general. I have been inspired by so many female streamers all over, and I'm very grateful to be able to share my platform with them. So today, for the third ever virtually exclusive press enter, I am very excited to announce all these women because they are extremely talented, they are super hardworking, and they have really creative backgrounds, like what they do and where they come from, and all their achievements are super amazing. So we have 4 segments today that will be taking place. The first one, there's a panel called Variety Streaming with Kitdy and Emijuju, and they'll be speaking about their journey as content creators and speaking a little bit about what they do, how they do it, about their community, etc. And following that will be a one-on-one with Keycap artist Tinymakesthings, and at her success as a content creator, how she's created her own business, which I met her in person, or actually, no, I didn't meet her in person. She went to the press center event, but I don't think we ever met. I'm pretty sure we never met, but she was there. She was there, the first one. And I can't wait to meet her in person eventually, but yeah. And then after that, we'll be doing a one-on-one talk with Princess, who is not me, but her username is Princess. She was the rank 1 Loba on Apex. She is a extremely popular streamer in the Apex scene and on Twitch. And I found her because her username used to be Not Your Princess, and I was like, who is this? She blew up, got super popular, changed her username to Princess, and I was like, we have to have her on for this. I'm super excited. And then last but not least, we have MrsChimChim, who is another League of Legends creator. She is popping on TikTok. I know she's streaming all the time. She's gotten amazing brand deals, and I think she's super inspirational. I think a lot of people would love to hear from her. She's going to be talking about everything content related to League of Legends and just like in general content creating. So again, we're featured on the front page today. So I want to acknowledge that and then say hi to everybody. So yes. And then I think we have time. Do we have time for a giveaway? Let me double check, because I think the panel is going to start at 12:05. We'll do the first giveaway before we actually have to do the first panel, okay? All right. So basically the first giveaway that I have today, I just want to we'll start the stream with the giveaway. We're just going to start it, all right? We're going to start it with the Yeti Nano. Are you guys down? So Blue Microphones, I'm so lucky. They gave me an entire thingy to give away. It is not. Do not look at that. I'm so sorry. I need to do this. Hold on. I messed up. Display capture. There we go. There we go. I forgot I moved it. All right. So the first thing we're going to give away today is the Yeti Nano. So if you'd like to win the Yeti Nano, it's going to be the first giveaway of the day. All you have to do is type keyword exclamation point enter. Actually, type press enter. Just type press enter and you'll be entered to win, and then we'll start with the first panel. Let me call the girls real quick. I'm so excited. This is so cool. And this can be shipped anywhere, by the way. I just need to know your Discord if you win.
Hello.
Yo, hi. Okay, whenever you're ready, you guys can cam up. They can't hear you, by the way, so no worries. Oh yeah, so what are you guys winning? So basically the first giveaway that we're having today is for the Yeti Nano. It's a microphone. I wanted, this is like the first time, or actually no, this is the second time we've had giveaways during Press Center, because the first one that we had like in person, we had giveaways as well, but all right, I'm gonna roll it in 3, 2, 1. Levi! Levi, could you type your Discord in chat, please, so we can get started with the with the girls. All right. Thank you. One moment. Y'all look so pretty. The hell. All right. Let me open this. Are y'all ready? Let's go. Oh wait, there's like black bars around your camera, but I can fix it. You see that? Yeah. It's okay. I can fix it real quick. It might just zoom in on you super close. Oh no, we're good. They weren't there earlier, but we fix it. All right, perfect. Move this up. Heck yes. I didn't know Discord was gonna do that. All right. Cool. We fixed it. Cool. I didn't know Discord was gonna do that. All right, welcome. This is the first panel that we're having today. I'm gonna introduce both of you really quick. Usually I would like read the intro like before you guys come on, but I'm just gonna do it with you guys in the call. Okay, so welcome. This is the first panel that we're having today with Kitty. Kitty is a streamer and content creator. Her preferred pronouns are she, her. And she says that cultivating a relaxing and fun community where everyone is welcome is what she does best. Her goal has always been to create a safe space on Twitch for everyone in general, but especially women in gaming. Some of her achievements feature being partnered on Twitch, being featured in 2 Mojang Minecraft articles, even though her main games are Valorant right now, and she continues to strive through bringing smiles upon people's faces and having a good time while doing it. Welcome, Kitty! And yes, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And Emijuju is a content creator and streamer as well. Her preferred pronouns are she, her. She's a student and content creator from Toronto, California. And after finishing her final year in pre-med studies, she is going to full-time content. Let's go. She has 2 types of content, gaming and cooking content. Welcome, Emmy. I'm so excited to have you guys on. This is so cool. All right, so the first panel that we have today, a little description about it, is all about their streams and their communities of Kitty and Emijuju and their tips and journeys of how, they became partnered streamers, Twitch broadcasting, and a variety of content that they have. All right, let's get started. Okay, so I think how we'll do this is, Emmy, you'll go first because you're like on the left-hand side, and then Kitty, you'll go after that. Cool. All right, so could you introduce yourself, like what your username is, name is, where you're located, whatever you want to share, and like how long you've been streaming for?
Otherwise known as Emijuju. I'm from Toronto, Canada, and I've been streaming for about a year and a half seriously, but only like 2 years, just as a joke. But I am here now because I am taking this full time soon, hopefully, and I'm really excited to be here. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Kitty, same question for you. What is,
Yes.
intro, yeah.
Hi, I'm Kitty, or you can call me Katie. I have been streaming on Twitch for about 4 years now. So the first 2 years I started, I was still like very focused on school, and it was like school and streaming for fun. And now I've kind of just taken it full time, and I really love doing it.
Yay! Yo, welcome. Thank you guys. So you guys are both friends, and I see you interacting all the time with each other on social media. How'd you guys meet, and have you met IRL yet?
So I slid into her DMs. Yeah,
Yeah.
she like posted about trying to find more girls to play Valorant with, and I was asking her about it earlier too because I remember that I DM'd her, but I was like, do you remember the tweet that it was about? Because I couldn't recall.
But yeah, I basically tweeted out, I was like, I'm looking for some more girls to play Valorant with, or like some streamers to play Valorant with. So, is anyone wanting to play soon or something? And then she DM'd me and followed me. It was like, hi. And ever since then, we just kind of connected. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was amazing.
I've
yeah.
seen
No,
I've
I love
seen
her.
I've seen like TikToks about like girls asking to play girls, and a ton of girls respond. I'm like, how do you pick like who to play with? Like, do you like, you know what I mean? So it actually ended up working
Yeah,
out with you guys.
yeah. I think
Basically.
one on one it was a lot easier because I would totally get overwhelmed if it was one of those TikToks for sure.
Mhm. And
Yeah.
so the next question I have, not really related to your guys' ideal friendship, but how would you guys describe like what a streamer does? And it's more than just streaming, right, Emmy? You could start.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. So when I first came into it, I thought streaming was just, streaming and that's about it. But streaming for me only takes up about maybe 20% of my entire content.
Whoa.
Because you can't just stream. You have to do a bunch of other stuff. Plus I have a different form of content that isn't streaming. So pretty much only 20% of streaming. Other than that, it's more of like creating other types of content to grow and using as many platforms as you can. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I would definitely agree with Emmy. There's streaming, and then there's everything that's behind it, and then like when it comes to the streamer side too, it's yes, we're there for entertaining and playing video games, but I feel like also sometimes like as a streamer, you're a friend and you have to be like a friend to chat, and I don't know. That's what I love about it personally.
And what like got you guys into streaming, and what you were you doing before streaming? I mean, we can start with you.
So I was basically just a student who liked to play video games, I guess. But
Mhm.
I'm sort of late into the whole video game thing, so I didn't even know streaming is really a thing until about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
I never watched video games in the past or was even a gamer, so
Wow.
streaming has definitely been a little bit new for me, which is nice.
Mm.
But I absolutely love it, and so I just started watching a bunch of streams, and I thought, you know what, I like to talk. Maybe I'll be good at this kind of thing, and
Mm.
here we are.
I love that. What like you said 4 years ago is when you like kind of discovered it all?
Yes.
And when did you start gaming?
Um, well, it was actually at that 4 year mark, so I went over to my cousin's house to play Fortnite for the first time ever. Yeah, I camped in a bush and got third place, and ever since then, I was like, wow, that adrenaline rush was crazy.
Was that the first
So
game
yeah,
that you played? Fortnite?
yeah. Besides like Nintendogs or like Mario Kart, but
Yeah.
those were just kind of
Hey, those are
casual, you
real
know.
gaming. Those are real gamer games.
They are, they are.
Yeah,
They're
Those is no
just
joke.
different than Fortnite.
Fortnite.
And what did you do, Kitty, before streaming, and what got you into streaming?
Yeah, so my first couple years of streaming, I was mainly focused on like my studies, and I started streaming on the side for fun. But I grew up playing video games. Animal Crossing was huge in my childhood, and just watching my cousins play on the 64. And I wanted to stream in high school, but my family wasn't super open to it, which I understand.
Yeah.
And also, our internet was really, really bad. I remember I tried streaming for the first time when I was like 13 years old, and it was
13
slither.io when
years
that was really
old?
popular. Yeah, yeah. I was like, I'm old enough to stream. I want to try it. But our internet was really, really terrible, and it was
13?
just a laggy mess. Yeah, so when I finally moved out, I started streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, 13 years old.
Yeah,
Wow.
so
How did you even find out about like Twitch?
So I played, not regrettably, but CS:GO and League of Legends is what I grew up on.
Yeah.
And League was huge. Like Tyler won, Pokey in her early days.
Yeah.
If you were on League, I feel like you kind of just knew about them and about Twitch before it was even Twitch.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was fun to watch.
And what are the guys' like origins behind your username? I mean, I would assume it's like a part of your name, kind of, but where does the Juju come from? And yeah.
So pretty much the first two letters of my last name are J and U.
Okay.
And I was trying to think, I didn't really want to give like my full last name as my username
Yeah.
though, so I was trying to think of something. And then there's like the football player Juju, and I was like, it's kind of like that, but I don't want to be associated with that. But then my mom also likes like the Jubes, right? The gummies and stuff. And I was like, you know
Mhm.
what? It's kind of like that. So we'll just do Emijuju. Why not? And it's kind of stuck ever since. So
Yeah. And
mhm.
what about you, Kitty? Is it just Kitty?
Yeah, it's just Kitty. Because my name's Katie, and then
Yeah.
Kitty sounds like Kitty. But as a streamer, which I kind of guess this ties into where my mindset is when it comes to content creating. If you search Kitty into Google, you're gonna get a bunch of cats. But if you search my name, Kitdy, it brings up my streaming content.
Yo, actually very smart. Yeah. And I was gonna
Yeah.
ask, like, do you guys think that usernames when you're streaming matters?
Definitely. I remember I was actually in Emmy's stream the other day, and someone in her chat was asking about starting Twitch and their username, and she had a really good point. But when you create your username, people usually use the first part of it, so you have to be mindful.
Oh yeah, people will like call you by
Yeah.
just the first part of your username,
Yeah,
not
or
say the
the
whole thing.
very end. So you have to think of what nicknames could come from whatever you pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Exactly.
Yeah. And when and how like did you guys get partnered on Twitch? And could you guys like give any tips or like, just on the streaming journey, like any tips in general?
So I'm not yet partnered, but
Mm.
I'm hoping to get partnered by the end of the summer or like into the fall.
Mhm.
But streaming tips in general, just don't do streaming alone. Just you have to do other things, as in like creating content on different platforms. Because just streaming is not going to give you the recognition that you need if you really want to grow and like make it in the industry. So definitely allocate time outside of streaming and try to grow that way.
What about you, Kitty? When did you get partnered and any tips and like tricks? What do you have to say?
Yeah, so I got partnered last March, so that was very exciting. And it was during like my peak Minecraft content creation. So I did get partnered off of Minecraft. And it was mainly due to TikTok, I'll be honest. I really got into posting on TikTok and was gaining a lot of traction and support from women in the community, which was really cool because before then, my following on TikTok, like it shows you in your analytics, was primarily men. And
Mhm.
then there's this like huge like splurge of women, and then they were just showing up on my streams, and it was really cool. And I decided to apply for partner.
What do you guys mainly stream? Because I know Emmy, you said like you do cooking and you also like you have a whole setup like in your kitchen. I've seen.
Yeah, so I mainly stream Valorant. But I tried to do like once a week cooking streams from here on out. I built an entire kitchen island with my hands, bare hands, No, but I built a whole kitchen island just for doing my like content and stuff. Because I love cooking and I love streaming and I love creating content, so I thought I'd just mix them all together. But I mostly do Valorant, yeah.
You really took it to the next level. What the heck? And Kitty, what do you mainly stream right now? Or like what do you like to stream?
Yeah, so I mainly stream Valorant, and
Mm.
earlier when I said, like, regrettably, I came from CS:GO and League of Legends, I'm joking. Riot still has a hold of me. I'm playing Valorant, which is literally like CS:GO, video games, boop.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I really enjoy Valorant.
I know the communities will love this question. How would you guys describe your guys' communities?
Well, one answer is that community is so supportive. Like, I did not think I could establish anything as supportive as they are. But then on the other end, they are such goofballs and they are so silly, and we are always making ourselves laugh. And if they're laughing at me, I'm laughing with them, that kind of thing. So it's just a completely fun environment, and I'm really grateful for my community.
Yeah.
What about
I
you,
would
Kitty? How would you describe your community?
I would have to agree because Emmy and I, since we are so close, like we do have quite a bit of overlap, and
Yeah.
I agree with her. It's just like a bunch of goofballs, but they are so sweet and so supportive. I don't know where I would be without them, genuinely. Because so like recently I got an eye surgery, and it was something I didn't think I would ever be able to get for myself. Sorry, I'm stuttering because it's just still to this day really crazy for me. But together we raised $8,000, and I was able to get my surgery, and now I'm very, very happy and healthy, and I just don't have any words. They're so lovely. Love my community so much.
Yay! I'm
Yeah.
glad everything went well, right? Everything is good?
Thank you.
Yeah?
Yes,
Yeah.
everything's so good. Mhm.
Okay. Are you feeling okay, by the way? I know you said you had COVID as well.
Yeah, I did.
Just wanted
And
to
I'm
check
doing
in.
a lot better now.
Good.
Yes, I'm
Okay.
feeling very energetic again.
Okay, cool. All right. Now the next question I have is, do you guys find it hard to like stream variety or like dip your toes into like different kind of games? Because I know, I mean, Kitty, you said you streamed like Minecraft before, you streamed Valorant, like I know you've done like IRL stuff, like I literally saw you outside the other day. And Emmy, I know like you said you stream like once a week cooking. I know you've like done other stuff, but how do you guys feel about like variety streaming? Do you think it's like hard? Do you think it like hinders like anything, or let me know?
Well, I think it's definitely for me something that I want to do. I just want to play the game that I enjoy most, even no matter if I switch up that game from Valorant or what. But I'm just grateful that right now I really do enjoy Valorant, so I'm just sticking with that. But I do want to be a variety, a variety streamer, because
Yeah.
that's how you could really make sure you stay successful in this industry, just doing a bunch of different things because not everyone could play the same game for their lives, right? But I also do the cooking, which is a nice little change up too. But I do keep that a little bit separate, like
Mhm.
two separate kind of platforms. So yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say when you said people can't play the same game for their lives, meanwhile I play League like every single day.
If you love it, then it's great, right? But if it's something that's like, that you dread having to stream it, then it's not worth it.
And same question for you, Kitty. Do you find it like hard to like switch between games or like play like do variety stuff?
Yeah, it's definitely hard doing variety streams. I think once I finally hit partner, there was less of a pressure on me to try to keep a certain amount of numbers, and I've, like you were saying, I was in Minecraft and now I'm back on Valorant, and I was playing Stray, and I feel like right now I just decided for myself to play whatever game it is that I want
Hmm.
because it's what makes me happiest, and usually if I'm happy, chat's happy, and that's what's most important at the end of the day.
Yeah. What are your like some of your favorite things that you guys have ever done on stream? Like your highlight memory that you could remember? Because I know streams are hectic, they're crazy. So many different things could happen. What is like your highlight moment or like something that you remember? Like it doesn't have to be a highlight, but anything that you remember that sticks with you.
So for me, it'd probably be my cooking streams. I have this clip where it's like mayo. So I was doing a little bit of like drinking, just fun drinking.
Yeah.
And I was doing my cooking streams and stuff, and it was just such a great moment. Everyone was like completely vibing with the stream. They loved like me making these silly jokes. They're so dumb, right? Cooking, and I made some sushi and stuff like that, and
Oh.
and everyone loved it so much. And then I dropped my mayo and I broke it, and that's like a running joke in our community now that I broke the mayo. But honestly, that's always a highlight because it just reminds me of like how amazing my community is, and that I could
Mhm.
just laugh with them like friends and stuff. So yeah.
A glass mayo jar?
No,
Was
no, it was a
that oh.
plastic one, but it
What
broke
the
anyways.
It like didn't
I thought okay. I mean, yeah.
I don't know how, but
I
it
don't know
did.
how. Okay.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness. And what about you, Kitty? What's like a highlight for you?
I think the highlight for me when I think about all the streams that I've had is there was this time where my stream schedule was me sleeping all day. I would wake up at like 10 p.m. I'd hop on stream at 11 p.m. and I would stream all night long. We would all stay up until Panera would open the next day,
What?
6
There.
a.m. I'd order my Panera, I'd end stream, I'd go to sleep, and we'd do the same routine over and over. And it was so fun. Like I would do 12-hour streams on Wims. I would do 24-hour streams on Wims. I don't know how, because like right now I can't fathom doing a 24-hour stream, but it was just crazy and fun and
Mhm.
like best memories.
Well, okay, and the next question I have for you actually is Kitty. So I've seen that you've made some of your own emotes, which I love your emotes, by the way. I use them like all the time in
Thank
Discord.
you.
How do you do that? And do you recommend like other streamers do that as well? And yeah, we'll start with that.
Yeah, so I would always get my emotes commissioned, like, pretty much everyone else. And I've always been into art. So one day I just decided to invest in an iPad and start drawing for myself. And I used Procreate on the iPad. And it's been really, really fun. I have done a good amount for myself, but I've also kind of started drawing for my friends too.
Hmm.
And I definitely recommend it, because commissions can cost a lot. And if you're into art, I would just say invest in some kind of drawing tablet and experience for yourself.
Yeah, and people
Because
can
then
be
you can,
creative and make your own emotes, whatever. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And you don't have to wait in the commission line, which I love all the artists that are out there. But if you want like a specific holiday emote, you can just draw it and then you have it. You don't have to wait.
And have either of you made like anything custom for your own stream, like graphics or anything? Like what have you guys made, if anything?
I'm not artsy or not creative at all, so I would just like kind of get most of the stuff commissioned for the most
Mm.
part. And I'm kind of working on like doing some kind of like merch or so, or just I have a joke in my stream as well about toe socks, and so my community kind of wants me to make some toe socks. It's long story, but basically, I'm working on doing some like exclusive stuff for the community and things like that. But for the
Mhm.
most part, I don't get I just get everything commissioned.
Where do you find like people to get commission? Like for people looking out there to hire somebody.
I actually just go on Twitter and I look at like I just search like graphic or emote artists or whatever I need, and then I see who I'm like mutual follows with, and I take a look at their art. If I like it, I'll just send them a message and stuff like that. It's pretty straightforward that way.
Cool. Because I know
That's how
some
I do
people
it. Yeah.
always are wondering. They're like, how do I even? You know what I mean? It's pretty.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. Twitter. And Emmy, I know you recently announced that you are partnering with Alienware. How did this come to be?
Yes.
And can you share anything exciting about it? Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. So it's kind of funny how it started because I was just streaming one day. Is the first stream that I got my blue hair done initially.
Mhm.
And then someone came to my chat asking, like, are you a student and stuff? And I was like, yes, I am. And from there, that was a recruiter for it. And then we talked through DMs and such. And yeah, that's just how I got part of it. It's kind of silly, but I think having the blue hair definitely made me stand out a little bit more in the recommended page. But yeah, that's how I got it, and I will be doing some like freebie giveaways, stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that's exciting. And Kitty, have you ever worked with any sponsorship companies yourself, or any companies that you want to work with in the future?
Yes, I have worked with companies in the past and even in the present, and I always think sponsorships are really fun. I have so many good relationships with people because of that I, otherwise wouldn't have known. And there are definitely companies that I would like to get partnered with. I don't know if I should say.
It's okay if you don't want to share.
Yeah, no, because there's one sponsoring the stream today. Yeah, and then Steelcase. I love my Steelcase chair so much, so I would always be so happy to say everything good about them.
And have you guys ever streamed? I guess actually, I asked this question, but I know the answer. Have you both streamed together? And if so, what have you streamed? And how do you feel about collaborating? I guess this is for people that have not met you yet.
No, I've never played with Emmy ever.
I don't know who she
I would
is.
never
I've never
consider
seen her in my life.
it. No, yeah,
Yeah.
We play quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, collaborating is always fun, and like in the beginning, it started off as kind of collaborating, and now we're just good friends.
Hmm.
How do you guys feel about like asking each other to collaborate, or like I guess not you like you guys personally, but like other people? Like how do you guys feel about? I guess you guys are pretty open about it, right?
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it's definitely scary,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
but I think taking that chance to just either respond under a tweet. I feel like it's always Twitter. Responding under a tweet and getting your name out there that you're interested in playing if they post something looking for other gamers, or just sending a DM doesn't ever hurt.
Hmm.
That is true. Just sending a DM. Um, are there any streamers you'd ever like to collaborate with? You do not have to share any names, but are there any people that you wish to collaborate with?
There are quite a few, especially a lot of the women in the Valorant scene that are pretty big content creators. They are so inspirational to me, and it'll be like my honor to play with them one day. One day I'll get my name out there. Maybe I'll respond to their tweet, being like, "Hey, I'm interested in some games.
Yes.
Would you like to play?" But yeah, definitely all the amazing women in the Valorant scene. So yeah.
What is one tip that you guys have for people looking to start out streaming, like the very beginning?
I would say only really do it if you feel you'll find enjoyment. Don't start streaming if, you're like, one day I'm gonna get really big and I'm gonna blow up and I'm gonna make a bunch of money. I mean, that works for some people, but I think you genuinely have to enjoy it and just have a good time, Hit that go live button and just remember to be talking. Always be talking.
Yeah.
You want to add anything to that, Emmy?
I was gonna say, yeah, definitely don't do it for the money kind of thing. Like don't go in there with the expectation that you're gonna blow up and succeed right away. Maybe yes you will in the future, but make sure it's not something that if you can't put your full into it, then don't go for it just yet, Like yes, you could stream and like I just started off streaming with friends just so they could watch me play and stuff like that. But just make sure that you manage your time wisely and you don't just do like 10-hour streams to like a beginner. Just 10-hour streams is not really going to help you grow so much. So definitely try to network and post content elsewhere.
And so for you guys personally, how do you guys feel like you guys grow on Twitch? What do you guys do? I guess we go shoot it right back to you, Emmy. Or
Oh,
No, it's okay. I was just gonna say agree, like post content elsewhere.
yeah, I just post content on TikTok for the most part, YouTube Shorts, and Reddit as well. Reddit getting on LSF is really good.
Now, back to you with the cooking streams, Emmy. You say so you cook on stream, you try to do that once a week. What's your favorite thing you've ever cooked on stream, and what would you like to cook in the future?
I don't have a favorite, but I have two top contenders. One of them was when I did the whole sushi platter. So I bought all the fish for it and everything. I don't even eat fish for a silly reason, but whatever. So yeah, I bought all the fish for it. I made this amazing sushi platter. And then another one was when I made a steak and wild mushroom risotto. That was really good too. So I love cooking, and I'm glad that my community likes watching me cook too.
How did you actually like set up that whole thing with the stream? Because for me, I will literally use my phone to stream myself like cooking in the kitchen, and it's really scuffed for like someone who's looking to even start setting up. Like, what kind of like tools, instruments, like what do you need for that?
So initially I was just using my phone, but the internet and the Wi-Fi wasn't always that great. So yeah, it was very spotty in the connection, and you couldn't really use your overlays that much. But what I did do is my PC's upstairs, so I would get two very, very long USB extender cables and connect my camera all the way down, like down the whole stairs into the kitchen.
Whoa.
And I would do that with my mic as well, or my headset.
Yeah.
So I would be able to hear and talk, and then the camera was like a good quality. It's a lot of work. That's why I do it only once a week. But yeah, it is fun.
Have you ever done a cooking stream, Kitty?
I have. I've done like a couple really scuffed ones.
And I saw
nothing like Emmy.
I saw you go like IRL, like outside the other day with your phone. Have either of you done that like before, or like what's your experience with the IRL streaming?
So, funny story. When I first started streaming, like right after I moved out, this was when Pokemon Go was huge, right? And there were a lot of streamers doing like IRL streams where you would take your phone and go play Pokemon Go. And so I would play Pokemon Go on my phone, and I took my iPad to the zoo and I was like streaming on my iPad and I was playing on my phone. Yeah, and so I have done it in the past, but it's been a really long time. But I'd like to get into it again, which is why I, did it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Were you just streaming on like the Streamlabs? What were you streaming on? Like, what streaming thing?
On Twitch, actually. So, like the Twitch mobile app, there is a go live button. Yeah, and so long as you're logged in, you're able to just go live right off the app and see chat and everything.
Really? Oh, interesting. I actually had no idea that even existed.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
really convenient. Mhm.
And then Emmy, did you say you ever done like IRL streams like outside?
No. Just because at that point I wasn't really comfortable. I only got into streaming seriously during
Mm-hmm.
like the quarantine and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Actually only got a PC at the start of quarantine. So I didn't really have a chance to go outside much. Like being in Canada, the restrictions were a bit harsh.
Yeah.
So I couldn't really go out and like do IRL streams or any of that. But now that people are a bit more comfortable with where they are and going outside, I'll definitely be doing that in the future.
What do you think? Like, where do you want to go? Where, like, what do you think you'll do?
Definitely like walking around in some famous touristy places, like going to LA. I'll be going next week, so hoping to do an IRL stream in LA, in like Florida, or my dream is Japan. I really want to go to Japan and do like a bunch of IRL streams there. So that's on the
Yeah,
list.
Japan. I knew it was gonna come up. I was just waiting.
She knows me so well.
So we talked about other platforms earlier. You guys said you posted on other platforms. Which platforms and how often would you guys say that you post on other platforms?
So I would say posting on TikTok is sort of like the number one platform that you should really be using, because I feel like the growth on there is relatively quick compared to some other platforms. So I would try posting once a day if you can, if not once every other day. The algorithm kind of likes a one a day kind of
Mhm.
post though. And then also, if you're posting on that, you might as well just post it on YouTube Shorts. It's like the exact same thing, and it's super easy to upload there. So just try to upload. You could upload the same content to anything, Instagram Reels too, but try to aim for like once a day at least on TikTok.
And do you have any certain time that you post or any hashtags you particularly use on like any of the platforms?
So I post sort of around the time when my followers are most active, so you could check in like the analytics. But I post usually 2 hours before that time, because I find that it goes to like a 2 hour cycle initially from what I've seen. So I post 2 hours before when that happens, if I can, and then I just kind of use any kind of trending hashtags. I try to use like the biggest ones, like hashtag Valorant, hashtag gaming, that
Mhm.
kind of thing. Hashtags aren't as important once you kind of establish an audience, though.
And Kitty, what platforms do you post on the most? Like how often and which ones?
TikTok is definitely where I found the best results, and I continue to post on TikTok. Um, Instagram Reels, I've tried. It's not too bad, but I don't think I've done it consistently enough to really get an idea of whether it works for me.
Mhm.
And YouTube Shorts for sure. I've also gotten success on there. But daily posting, because whenever I've taken a break, I've noticed it's taken a hit in views too.
Now, I've actually never asked this question to any of my content creators before because I don't think I don't know if I've heard them do 24-hour streams, but Emmy, have you done 24-hour stream before?
No,
So,
I can only do 12.
and so Kitty, you've done has it been multiple or has it been like one or
Oh,
how?
I've done so many. I've done so many. Not within like the past year.
Yeah.
Or maybe, yeah, not within the past year. So, right now, in my current mindset, I don't know if I could handle doing a 24-hour stream. But I think before, I was just so into just streaming really long hours.
Yeah.
And it was like kind of an adrenaline rush. It was super fun just to stay up with your community all night. And I am planning to do my very first uncapped subathon.
Oh
So
boy.
that should be interesting. Yeah.
When do you think you're gonna have that? Like next month or something?
Yeah, probably like next month. I was just waiting till my eyes fully recovered from my surgery, so
Yeah.
I knew everything was going to be okay. Yeah, so hopefully soon.
And how would you, okay, so I don't think people ask this question very often, but like what advice would you give to somebody that's trying to do a 24-hour stream? Like what would you say for someone that's like preparing or like, just
Mhm.
wants to even plan one?
Yeah, drink lots of water. Make sure that you have food prepared. Either be ready to order food online and have it delivered or meal prep. It's definitely the best way. Also, because even when you order the food and you're sitting there waiting for it to come, your stomach can be hurting really, really bad. So you just want to make sure you have snacks ready, regardless of if you're ordering food or not.
And what about staying up? Do you just drink water? Do you have like any energy drinks or anything?
Drink water. whenever I was like in the peak of my 24 hours, I was drinking a lot of Red Bull to keep me up. And this was like, because I also did go through a phase where I was like drinking a lot of G Fuel, and I love G Fuel, and the company, it's like themselves, have always been very kind and helped me out a lot. But yeah, Red Bull was like my number one. But also drink water, because like don't just drink Red Bulls. Don't just drink Red Bulls. Like, please stay hydrated as well. But because I don't even think I was taking power naps really. But like if you do need to take a break, get up, walk around, like make sure your blood flow is circulating, because that can help with the sleepiness.
I mean, Emmy, 12 hours is a very long time as well. I'll ask you the same question. Like, how do you prepare for 12 hours? Like, do you have, any like goals planned, or like people that just want to make 12 hours? How would you say? I mean, it'd be kind of similar, but what would you say?
Definitely similar, where it's like water, have snacks prepared. Also, I found it actually kind of went by pretty quickly because I kept switching between games and stuff. I feel like that just really helps the mental sort of reset a little bit and kind of pretty, like I would do 4 hours of Valorant, switch off a little bit, do some like just chatting or whatever, and then play Apex or something, and then get back onto Valorant. And it felt like it just flew by, like the day flew by, you know? But
Mhm.
definitely stay hydrated. That's my number one.
Now,
Wait,
oh,
like,
yeah.
Jaden, can I have a question for you really quick?
Sure, go for it.
Do you think you could stream League for 24 hours?
Yeah,
Yeah?
I streamed League for
I can
like,
see it.
I think I did 18 or 20 hours of League, and then I was like, I probably could do more, but it's like after 20 hours, you start to become like either angry, delusional, or like you play like horrible. So,
Yeah.
I mean, this is just full honesty. Like,
No,
you play horrible. I've played at the 23-hour mark. I'll play League. I'll be like, okay, guys, I'm going back from Variety to League. And then I'll just have the worst game ever. And I'll be like, all right, 24-hour stream is done. Goodbye, guys. Yeah, I could. It would not be good, though, Kitty. It would not. It would not be good.
I would love to see it one day, though.
24 hours of League? Oh my
Yes.
God. Okay, so besides 24 hours of League, Emmy, my question to you is, don't laugh, but like, what is the meaning of don't laugh? Like, when someone says like don't laugh, like what?
Oh gosh, okay.
Don't laugh, but like, what is that? What? Yeah,
I literally just grabbed my hair clip to fidget with. Okay, I'm a very bubbly kind of person, right? And so when someone tells me not to laugh, in the past, it's pretty much just been laugh nonstop, because I did like a little panel thing way back in the past. And I was doing it with like friends as well, so that kind of like, brightened the mood of everything. But I don't know, it was just hard for me to not contain my laughter, and I'm trying really hard right now. I have my hair clip, and I think I know who put you up to that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Do you have like any inside jokes in your community, Kitty, that you want to mention or that you like?
Not necessarily. I don't know if I want to expose myself. It's not an inside joke necessarily, but for some reason when you asked me that, I thought of when I did my 24-hour charity stream in the past. I had to take a shot of soy sauce and then a shot of lemon juice. And Saikuno was watching my stream.
What?
Yeah, this was like 2 years ago. Saikuno was watching the stream. And then I went into his stream a couple days later, and he was like, oh yeah, you're the girl that was drinking soy sauce. And it just, to this day, I'm still so embarrassed. So embarrassed.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Inside joke exposed.
And what was the charity that you're doing a stream for?
So it was for Australia during like the Australian fires. When it was really, really bad. Yeah.
Have you guys ever done any other charity streams, or do you plan any other future charity streams?
I have done a couple in the past. I'm definitely wanting to do more, since like I will be going to full-time content hopefully soon, like by the end of the new year or so. So I definitely want to do a bunch more there, especially for like the hospitals in Toronto for kids, because that helped my brother a lot back when he was younger. So I definitely want to pay back to them when I can.
Oh, I love that. That's really sweet. This next question is for both of you guys. How has streaming impacted your lives? It's a big, kind of a big question.
I think Emmy and I are laughing because it's like it is our entire lives kind of right now, and Emmy's still, focused on school too. But oh man, like every day, 24 hours, I think I'm thinking about something revolving around content.
Yep, me too. Plus, on the bright side, it's definitely made me become more sociable and like talkative because for anyone who knew me in high school, I know someone's in chat that knew me from high school. I was so shy. I didn't really talk to people. I didn't do many extracurriculars because I was just so shy, and if it was kind of hard for me to make friends and stuff like that. So I was definitely very closed off. And ever since I started streaming, I've just been like, let's go say hi to people. Let's go see some more people. Let's go travel and like get to know people. So yeah, definitely a lot more sociable that way.
Would you say the same for you, Kitty? Because I think now that you said that and pointed that out, that was very similar to me. I feel like maybe streaming has helped me, or like just helps people open up or become more
No,
social.
It's definitely the same for me too. I was so shy before, and I'm still introverted, but I've made so many friends, and there's situations where I feel comfortable talking to people that there's no way I could have in the past.
Mhm. Do you ever feel like it's the same in person? Like, do you think you are like more social in person as well because of streaming at all?
Yeah, definitely. It's helped me so much in person too. I think just being online and becoming so comfortable with myself and who I am, I've also taken that into like, the real world, and I I just have so much fun when I see people now. It's like it's morphed from just enjoying being around people online into in person as well.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like away from the question, but a couple weeks ago I was visiting the city, and there was a couple who was getting a photo shoot taken, and they were probably so in their heads. They seemed really nervous because they were surrounded by all these people they didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
And they looked so cute together. I just yelled from across the street, "You guys look so good. You're the only people here. Don't worry, you're doing great." And just like seeing them smile made me so happy. So it really has, and like trust me, I would not have talked to a single person in public before. So it's definitely affected me in person as well, in a good way.
Mm-hmm. How would you guys say that you balance? I mean, you literally just said that you are always thinking about content, Kitty. But how do you guys balance content creation, friends and relationships, mental and physical health? Like, how do you guys all balance that?
So I definitely don't think about content like actually 24/7, but a majority of my time, I am thinking about how I can improve, what I can do better, ideas that I can start working on.
Mm-hmm.
But I have started to take time in my days to hang out with people in person again, which I think was really hard during COVID. I feel like a lot of us are still kind of coming out of that. So I'm gonna be honest, I started rambling and I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
That's okay. I'll take
Okay,
over.
yeah,
And
let me take over. I just go away for a minute.
so basically, it's not easy. Just like as an example, when I first started streaming, I I was still a little bit shy when I first started, right? And so my social battery didn't run that high for like 4 hours. So I would only be able to do like a 2 hour stream, even though I wanted to push myself to do like a normal length stream, which is 4 hours. That's what people say. But
Yeah.
you know, um, and so because I tried always stretching myself a bit too much, I had to relax and I had to take time for like mental and just like, you know, kind of reset everything. And because of that, I wasn't able to really take care of physical health as much. But I definitely worked it out now where it's like I know my limits and I know that I shouldn't push myself all the time. That way I can make up for, physical health, like going for a walk or mental health and getting some homework done because I'm still in school
Yeah.
and then trying to organize cooking content and everything around it. So yeah, definitely time manage, that's for sure.
I kind of do want to get back into that question as well because I know there are so many streamers that are balancing college or balancing high school. How would you say you like, have time, or because school is a lot, like how do you get into the specifics of like, how you split your time?
Yeah. So I just do want to say I was like a 95 plus kind of mandatory sort of average, right? That's definitely fell. Which means like I wasn't always stressing myself out for studying and making sure I do like perfect on an exam kind of thing. So now I'm just, I'm just good with passing and getting C's, get degrees, you know what I mean? But I would definitely, so like if you want like a day in my life kind of breakdown, is that
Yeah,
what you?
of
Yeah,
course.
okay.
Yeah, anything you want to share.
Okay, yeah. So I pretty much wake up in the morning and I take my time to like eat and like get coffee and that kind of thing. And then I would usually try to edit a cooking TikTok, and I start like around 11. That would take me anywhere between like 40 minutes to an hour. So I edit my cooking TikTok, and then I rest a little bit, play with my dogs, and then maybe go for a walk. Then I stream. After stream, I like to get dinner because I'm usually starving at that point. So then I would get dinner, or if I do have like a snack, then I would just snack on that, and then try to record something. Try to record like a food video or anything that I need to record. Um, and then I rest the rest of the night. Yeah, because I don't want to push myself too much, so I just kind
Mhm,
of leave it at that, and then I pretty much edit what I recorded the day before, and
mhm.
that's everything.
Wait, when does school come in?
Oh, I do school in between during my rest hours and stuff, like after stream for the most part. Because I
Okay.
end stream around 6 Eastern usually,
Yeah.
and then I would make dinner or record food that gets me to like 8 o'clock, and then I have like a couple hours at night to just do things that I need to do.
Oh, like when are your classes though? Like, do you have to attend
Oh, they're
classes?
online.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
for me they're online and they're asynchronous now, or like yeah, pretty much for the most part. I just try to choose everything asynchronous so I could just get it done on my own time.
Hmm.
I find that that helped a lot. That's for sure. So
Hmm.
school is dance game, but it is what it is.
Kitty, were you ever balancing school and streaming? You said you were streaming when you were 13,
Yeah.
so.
Well, I
You were
tried it. I
streaming,
haven't
yeah.
been. No, I haven't been streaming since I was
I
13.
know,
But
I'm just messing. I'm just messing.
yeah. I did in the beginning. So my first 2 years of stream, and it was pretty difficult to balance at first because classes were in person.
Yeah.
But I think I kind of got the hang of it. The majority of my classes were in the morning, and so I would just schedule my stream at night, and then I would still have off days. So during those off days, I would put my studies, and then it would be like go to school, stream, off day study. So I would still get like that study space in and be prepared for the next day of school.
Hmm. And okay, so I usually like to save this question for the end, but it's like nearing the end, but not completely. How do you guys deal with hate or negativity in the games that you play and or on stream? I always include this question because I feel like it's different for everybody.
Hmm.
Yeah, I used to really let it get to me because when I first started streaming slash playing video games, it was a lot of game like Fortnite and in Valorant, right? So it's a lot of randoms most of the time that you're queued with. So it wasn't always the best like experience, but I also kind of got myself into the mindset where it's like, you know what, they're just saying something because maybe they had a bad day or they're just being weird. You don't have to take it seriously. You could just kind of ignore it the best you can. And it's really nice to have the mute feature on on your teammates and stuff. So I just click that, and most of the time it's pretty good. Any kind of hate otherwise, I just sort of try not to let it get to me because most of the time they just want attention for saying something, and I don't want to give that to them. So yeah.
What about you, Kitty? How do you deal with any negativity or hate on the platform or on any game that you play?
I used to give it a lot of attention at first because when I was doing my Minecraft TikToks, there was a lot of young people in the community, and I always wanted to be kind of an inspiration for people, and I would get a lot of hate about my voice, just very negative things. Um I there's this one comment in particular I remember looking at, and it was I hate your voice in all caps. And I would break down crying, take breaks from TikToks. I wouldn't post for weeks because it was just
No.
really, yeah, it was taking a huge toll on me. And I think that break was definitely a good thing, but I had to change my mindset and realize that I want to be that positive outlet for people to look up to. Like, she gets hate for her voice, but she's still doing it. She's still doing her thing, and she's not letting anyone affect her. And really just ignoring it. Just delete the comment. Just don't even look at it. If it's in chat, if it's in your comments, just delete it. Don't let it sit there. Because I used to let it sit there and kind of just, fester in my brain.
Hmm.
And you just gotta let it go because they don't actually know you. It's the internet. A lot of people say things that they don't mean, and like Emmy said, they might be going through something themselves, and you just gotta be your own best friend at the end of the day because it's just me, myself, and I. So
Hmm. So you just kind of mentioned that you stream Minecraft, or you did stream Minecraft. Do you still
mhm.
stream Minecraft sometimes? And how did this affect your fan base? Do you feel like you have like a lot of younger people in your audience now?
um, particularly when I was streaming Minecraft, I did have a lot of a younger audience base. Ever since I switched back to Valorant, it's also shifted, so the majority of people are around my age.
Yeah.
Um, but Minecraft did have a big effect. I also appreciate it for everything it did. Like I did get bored when I was playing that.
Hmm.
Um, I don't think I noticed like the younger audience as much anymore since I have been streaming so much Val.
Do you think when you did stream Minecraft, did you have a pressure to be family friendly, or do either of you guys feel family friendly, or like how do you feel about family friendly streams?
Mm. I wasn't necessarily family friendly because of Minecraft. I was family friendly at the time, and I kind of just felt like there was always this weight sitting on my shoulders, like you can't say this or you can't say that. And then one day I just took it off, and now I do curse on stream. I don't have like a sailor mouth, but I don't think about oh, you can't say this curse word because I still do censor myself sometimes.
Yeah. Wait, what do you mean by censor yourself?
Like I'll say frick or like dang or gosh darn it, like just little things like that. It's the big
Yeah.
words. Yeah.
I mean, do you filter yourself? Do you feel like you have a family friendly community, or yourself? Are you family friendly?
So I am family friendly, just
Hmm.
like myself.
Yeah.
But I don't really have to filter myself. Like I don't have to mentally filter it because for me it's just always how I've been, like growing up super religious, like I just wasn't able to swear. Like I wasn't allowed to swear. So I just don't swear. I don't I guess I consider myself family friendly, but I'm definitely not going to stop anyone from swearing or saying some sussy stuff in chat because I don't mind it. But I
Hmm.
just don't swear myself.
Now, what do you guys plan to do with content creation in the future? I know, like, I mean, you guys are pretty much, I wouldn't say just getting started, but kind of just getting started. I mean, I know, Emmy, like, you are, you're out there. I know you're grinding. And I mean, Kitty, you've been doing this since, I'm gonna make the joke, since you were 13. What do you guys plan to do with content creation in the future? And I guess, like, within this year.
So my short-term goal is to get partnered, but like a long-term goal is to become like a really successful content creator slash like variety streamer, and also trying to really be successful with my cooking TikTok as well. And that's so, yeah, I mean it's a different part of my content, but it's still content at the end of the day. And then I wanna start a business or something once I become successful, like what Pokey does with RTS. That's really
Mhm.
inspiring to me. So I'm hoping that I can reach that level one day, hopefully soon. I have high expectations for myself, so.
And Kitty, what are your plans with like content creation in the future? Or now?
I'm the same way. I definitely have high expectations for myself, so I know that I can stream video games for a long time, but at some point I do want to create a brand for myself and some sort of a business. I don't know exactly where that idea lays yet, but I will get there eventually. Um, and I just want to also create a safe space in some kind of way, not only on my stream, but maybe create some kind of community outside my stream as well for women in gaming or just anyone who wants to feel more comfortable on the internet because I've been doing this since I was 13. So I've been on the internet for a long time and I've personally been through things on the internet that I wouldn't wish upon anyone else, and like I just I really do honor having a safe place. So I just want to help people.
Have either of
Yeah.
you guys been to any gaming events, or any events related to gaming, or yeah, in general?
Yeah, so I've been to one LAN because I did sort of start getting into streaming gaming during quarantine, and
Mhm.
so I've only been to like one Valorant LAN that was in Toronto. But I did go to TwitchCon in 2019. That was sort of like the very start of everything. I was just a community member. I maybe modded like 2, 3 streams, right? I didn't really know anybody. No one knew who I was, but I went because I wanted to experience it. And honestly, that has completely changed my life. Like, that's when I realized that I really wanted to try the best I could to become a streamer because it just looked so amazing and everyone is just so always so supportive from what I've seen. So yeah.
That's so cool. I love that story, how it's like being at TwitchCon like really inspired you to like push and like do it yourself. Love that.
hmm
What about you, Kitty? Have you been to any TwitchCons, any gaming events, any LANs?
I haven't been to any Twitch cons or any LANs. I was vice president of the gaming club when I was in college. So
Okay.
we would actually do this event that was partnered with Twitch, and it was like a Southwest Florida. Well, we would hold LAN events for like Smash Bros. And some League of Legends games, and I would help host that, which was really, really fun. So I've been to them, but I was kind of on the back end, like, which kind of was cooler to me, like seeing it all be set up. And I was with Twitch before, like I was actually a part of Twitch,
Mhm.
and I think it's really fun being able to like host the events.
And will either of you guys be attending TwitchCon this year?
Yes. And that's where we're going to meet as well because we haven't met IRL yet. So
Mm-mm.
Do you guys have any plans for the event, or like do you guys know anything about like what you're gonna do there, what to expect?
I mean, like I have, my hotel lined up and my plane ticket, of course, but that's about it. My schedule's kind of just open.
mhm,
Same for you,
same.
Emmy.
It's pretty
Now,
much the same. I have most of it sort of sorted, but I when it comes to things like that, I'm more of like a play by ear and see what I want to do that day and meet some new people maybe outside the convention as well and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
we'll just see. We'll see what happens.
Now this question is kind of a prompt to a question. What would you guys ask each other? If you guys could ask anything to each other, either content creating related or anything.
Um
Or me too. I could be included in this.
Yeah. Hmm.
well, I don't really have like a question, but I do like really, really look up to Katie and I'm really grateful that she's a friend of mine because I've always found it kind of hard to make friends in a community. There's always like a difference between friendship and sort of like coworker or like networking. Um so yeah, I just want to say thank you because you're amazing.
Thank you. You're also really amazing. You're
What
gonna
the
make me
heck
cry.
is this?
No.
What the heck is
Also,
this?
Jaden, you're not safe either. I'm dragging you into this.
Ah!
Thank you for reaching out to us because honestly, I've always looked up to you, and I've always been like, oh yeah, Jaden this, Jaden that, and I don't know, like the fact that you even notice and reach out to me, I am so honored. I'm so thankful to be able to call you my friend.
Oh.
What the heck? Oh, thank you. Yo, yeah. I think I don't know if I said this before, but I've watched both your guys' streams, and like I guess we've never like personally talked like a lot, but yeah, no. Aww. That's so cute. I really invited you guys both, honestly, because I know both you guys are like, I'll try to not use like my streamer voice, but it's like, like I think what you guys do is like really cool. So I was like, oh, you guys like what they do, they're grinding, and I really respect that. And I thought it'd be cool to like invite you guys because you guys are
Thank you.
yeah. I wanted people to like hear about yourselves and like your streams back in my streamer voice. Yeah. Okay, the last question that we have today is a question I ask everybody. Describe a moment in your life where you have pressed enter. Either of you can start this.
Definitely just starting gaming because my parents were and somewhat sort of are still super against the whole video games because of all the stereotypes and everything, especially being like a woman in the industry. They know that there's a lot of like hate and judgment that might come around to that. And so being wary of that, as well as like maybe not getting full support from my parents and family and stuff. But I was like, you know what, this is something I really think I could like do well in, and I really want to try. And so that's why I was like, you know what, let's just press enter, make an account, start streaming, and here we are.
Yay! And Kitty, what about you? Can you describe a moment in your life where you press enter?
I also have a streaming related one, and for me, it's because, as you know, like I always wanted to stream. So when I finally moved out, I doubted, you know, no, that was just like a thought I had when I was younger. And I decided, hey, you know what? I'm actually just going to press enter and I am going to start streaming because I moved out and I pay for my own internet now. And I wouldn't change a thing. I'm so blessed for everything that's come and all the opportunity.
Mhm. Cool. Well, thank you guys so much for both coming on. I really appreciate you guys speaking at the Press Enter event today on the Twitch and Discord. Is there anything else you want to add or say, or you want to plug yourselves real quick before I bring on Tiny?
Well, thank you for having us. Emijuju on Twitch is pretty easy to spell. Emijuju, if you want to come and say hi, if you're looking for a community to feel comfy in and stuff, yeah. Thank you.
Kitty.
Thank you. My Instagram and Twitter are at it's Kitty, Kitdy, and then my Twitch is just Kitty. I just want to say thank you again for having me here. I haven't had to do a panel in a while, so I was very nervous, and I'm sorry if I was rambling at all, but I'm just very grateful.
You did perfect. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
We're back. We're going to be starting our next panel. It's a one-on-one right now with Tinymakesthings. Oh my god, I moved the entire Okay, I know a lot of people are looking forward to this panel or one-on-one. I'm gonna keep calling it a panel, but it's just me and Tiny. So basically, this is called Keyboards and Content, and I want to show you that I wrote it content with a K. So it, like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, chat? Okay. And the description of this panel is the world of Tiny and all the cool things she has made and accomplished. Very simple, very sweet. And let me read a quick bio about her. So Tinymakesthings is a content creator and artist. She prefers the pronouns she, her. And she is an artisan keycap maker and content creator for mechanical keyboards. And she loves making things and to make people smile, whether it be cute, cool, or silly keycap ideas. You might have seen her Kirby keycaps on keyboards on TikTok, or maybe the keyboard where every keycap was made of a different type of food. Dude, I literally binge watched so many videos, so many TikToks. I just got sucked in. I'm not like, I mean, I kind of am a keyboard collector, kind of, sort of, but not like insanely. But once you get into like even looking at keyboards, you get sucked in. All right, we're bringing on Tiny. Tiny, thank you for coming in. Let me change the panel. Let's go. Welcome.
Hello, hello.
Hello. I'm personally so excited for this because we've never had an artist on here, but you're also a gamer.
Yes, I am. Yeah. But I would say like my content is mostly related to like my art, but I do play games and I love, and I have played games for a long time.
You gotta do something with the keyboard. You can't be just typing all the time. Okay, so let's start with, you know, your username, how you came up with the username, and, you know, if you want to share where you're located or based out of.
I'm based out of San Jose in the Bay Area in Northern California, and my name comes from just my size, I guess. I think it actually used to be Tiny T, but I think I just shortened it to Tiny. Yeah, I'm pretty small. I'm like 5 feet, so. Yeah, and I think I wanted it to be kind of generic. So I just was like, I make things. I didn't want it to be keycap specific because I was like, what if I don't want to make keycaps in like 5 years or whatever, however long it takes for me to lose interest in keycaps. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna make things, and then
you really thought ahead. You really, you really thought ahead.
I was like, I want a future proof because like rebranding is kind of a pain in the butt. So I was like, I don't want to have to deal with that. So let's just do a catch all. So that's just how it came to be.
Now, I recently saw a TikTok that you made about like how you make Keycap source. I forgot what it was about, but it made me question like, what is a day or like week in your life like?
It really differs. Like, it kind of is all over the place. Like, it depends on what projects I have going on at the time, and kind of like what kind of sales I'm running. Like, sometimes, so how Keycap sales work in general, if you are not in the hobby at all, it is kind of, at least this is how it's been for a while. It might not be as much like this, but a lot of artisan keycap makers will just make like a batch, maybe, I don't even know, anywhere from like 20 to like 50 or like 100 keycaps. And then you have a raffle system where people enter in this raffle to like get a chance to buy the keycap, because it's not,
raffle?
there's no guarantee.
Yeah.
And I think to start it out this way, like, it might not be this way because there's a lot more makers now, but back then when we had like 30, 50 like keycap makers in total, it was like there was a lot more people who wanted to buy keycaps and we could make them. And so it was kind of the system. It was like a drop, right? Like or like if you're in the shoe community, I think that's, or like sneakerhead, that's how you enter in a raffle to be able to buy the keycap. And so that's just how it was before. So when I make keycaps, it's kind of like, oh, I'm making like a set for a specific sale. So sometimes it's like 1 week I'll work a lot in making keycaps, and then the next week I won't make any at all because I'm just like doing other stuff. So I honestly, and then once I started doing more, like content creator stuff, like making TikToks and doing brand deals, and that also now is in the mix. So it can be anywhere from like me waking up, and if it's one of those weeks where I have to make a lot of keycaps, I'll literally like wake up, go to the garage, and like kind of get started on the process, because it's resin casting. So a lot of the kind of parts of the keycap are split up. So you have to like, we call them, or I think people call them like shots of like resin. So I'll do like the eyes, for example, for Kirby, his eyes and his feet, like I'll do those at the same time. And then you have to wait like hours for it to cure. And then you can do the next like color, right? And so some keycaps, Kirby's probably not that complicated, but there are some keycaps that have like multiple layers, different like features, like eyes and like a bow tie, or, some different like feet and arms and whatever it is, and you have to like do them in different layers. And if you want different colors, right, you have to wait for the layers to cure so you can do more colors. And that sometimes can take like multiple days. When you're just like casting, you wait. And in the waiting time, I work on other stuff, or I check my email, or I don't know, I don't even know what I'm doing sometimes, watching TikToks or something. But like, I have to like plan like from the morning, so that I know like, oh, this is when I'm going to be doing these certain shots and whatever. And then on days like where I feel like, sometimes I just work on whatever is like the media deadline. So any sort of, I guess like brand deals and stuff, it's like, oh, I need to have, draft ready by these dates, or I need to post. Sometimes it's just like, oh, I'm working on a TikTok, so I need to, it's not a deadline, but I'm like, oh, I want to post by this time, so I need to finish filming at this point. So I'll just like film in the morning and then like do editing in the afternoon, and in between I'll do like my resin casting or something, So it's kind of like just whatever is necessary at that time, and I'll work on it for the day, but it's very loose in terms of like there's no specific rigid schedule that I have for myself, like on a week to week basis. I'm also not very organized, so I feel like that plays into it. Like if I was more organized, maybe it'd have more structure. Yeah.
It seems very hectic, but is it? Are you very like stressed out all the time, or like are you pretty just chill overall, or what's the vibe from everything?
I feel like if you're stressed out all the time, are you stressed out at all? I don't know. It's like, like I think it's always there, and I also think it's like some of the like anxiety. It's like there, but it in certain times is a little bit more present. Like, oh, if I'm working against a deadline, or if I have to submit something, then it like kind of I'm more like nervous about it. But I think like from like I really enjoy what I do, and I think that's like one of the big things that I've seen in like just like streamers and content creators. Like you really like creating and doing the things that that you kind of do on a day-to-day basis. So it's not like really stressful in that sense, but there's when there's things that have to do with like making money, or whatever obligations that you have, like those might cause stress. But I think like I generally enjoy doing what I do like a lot, and it's like and sometimes I feel like I find this also to be true with a lot of other streamers, like you feel like you just work a lot or all the time, and like I know that's unhealthy. But like at least I enjoy it, at least I'm not being like a workaholic and I hate my job and I'm just working a lot because I have to, which I find that could be the case if you work in corporate or whatever. Like, I enjoy what I do, so I do it a lot, but it's not like I actually like doing this stuff.
I remember I saw a TikTok kind of related to what you said about someone saying how they used to hate working a 9 to 5, so now they work for themselves and they work, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Now I work every day, this whole day.
Yeah. Do you feel like you also like feel that way about, I guess, like streaming and the content that you do? Like, you feel like you work a lot, but you actually enjoy it because you're working for yourself?
Yeah, I think initially too, when you're trying to like, become stable or like just get your name out there, just become, a creator in general, it can be very stressful because you're trying to make yourself, out there and like known. So you have to grind really hard. But I think now I've done like a pretty good job at like balancing, time with my family and everything. I try to like balance everything, so I'm not too stressed out. But sometimes I am. But it's fun. So
yeah,
not too bad. So back to you. Your name is Tinymakesthings. Have you always been super into creating things?
Yeah, I feel like it's always been like there, even though it's not always been like front and center of what I do. So like, I remember I really wanted to, like, I loved doing art when I was younger, and I had like, I took art classes, and I was like in this, I think in middle school or something, I was in this like, I don't think I was on the East Coast back then, but it was like a gifted and talented, but like, so like on honors classes, but there was one for art specifically, which is funny because I don't know, I thought it usually applies to academics, but it's like, yeah, like people who really like art. And I was like really into that. And then I think there was a point where I realized, or I thought that you can't really do art like as a career, or at least my parents told me, they're like, yeah, there's no way you can't make money. Like, artists, that you're not going to be able to, pay your bills and like survive off of, a wage from an artist. And I think like back then I was just like, okay, I feel like that kind of makes sense, or there's not, you don't really see like artists like out and about. And that was like maybe like internet era. And so I kind of just like, flipped my focus to, I actually graduated with like an engineering degree. I did like computer science. But even through all of that, I think I was still very, like, I really liked software engineering in a sense where I felt like I wasn't like making art, but in a way it kind of is like art. Like, you put things together and it like, you're creating something, you're making something that's might not be like a tangible thing, right? But you're still like, there's still this like sense of creation. I think I always really enjoyed that, like that kind of aspect of things. And I always kind of kept it in the back of my mind, even though I wasn't actively doing, like, I didn't really do art throughout like college. I did other stuff, and I was just focused on, getting my degree. And then it wasn't until after I started working as like a software engineer, and then I was just like, I felt like I didn't really get to do that in my job. And if anyone knows about like industry versus like not like what you learn in school and industry work is like very different when you do computer science. Like in school, you actually might be making new things, but when you program like at a company, things already exist. You kind of just like build things on top of other people's things, right? And I feel like that creativity was like kind of like stifling. I didn't feel like I had a lot of freedom in what I made, especially if you work for a big corporation. So I always felt like, like I wanted to make things, and I wanted to make them on my own, and like I wanted it to be mine. And so like that's when I started doing more like keycap stuff. And streaming, and that was a big part back then, was just like making a business and creating something out of, I guess, nothing. And that's what kept me going and kept me going in my corporate job, because I was like, I need the money to be able to do this creative stuff. And eventually I was able to make money off of the creative things. But yeah, it was kind of just like there, like I always feel creative and like I feel like I think creatively, but I wasn't always like making things or like, doing art specifically. But I just really, I remember being very interested in the parts that did have kind of like, art and creative aspects to it.
How did you, I know in that story you're saying, how did you start your business? You said like, the keycaps kind of like, how How did you start? How did you start with keycaps? Like, how did you start the whole business? Because you are running your own business.
It was I got into the hobby first in mechanical keyboards as a hobby, and I got in pretty early. Like, this was way back, I think, trying to remember, like 6-7 years ago. And the hobby was not big back then. I think that was like you could probably count all of the people who made keycaps for the hobby back when I was like first starting to get into keyboards. And that was just like, there was not a lot of people making keycaps, and I started out as just someone who was like, oh, like, let me, get a nicer keyboard. And I was like, and then people who collect and or make keycaps is a small subset of this bigger hobby. And so I started getting into like collecting other people's keycaps. And back then, there was just like a handful of makers. And again, the same system worked where it was like very like limited stock, and you had to like get lucky, or if it was first come first serve, you had to like. I remember these sales were some of them were like so kind of like. I don't know, grassroots is the right word for it, but like you would have to like write an email at exactly this time, and like the first like 10 people who sent the emails would get it. Like, it was like, it was stuff like that when I was like, oh my gosh, like collecting these things is really fun for me. And for me, I wanted to see more like cute stuff. I think back then, a lot of the designs that were popular or that people actually liked were kind of like, I wouldn't say like boyish. I don't want to like stereotype, but they were like robots and like, like vampires or like, like skeletons. Like, it was very like, I was like, I wanted to have the cute stuff. There was like a couple of people, a small amount of like people doing like cuter things, but I just was like, I just want to see cute stuff. So I think it was at that point where I was like, I feel like I could just make them. And I started kind of just doing it like just for fun as a hobby, and like wanting to really hone like my skills in like making things, because I haven't, I've never like up until that point that I wasn't really doing art stuff. So I was like, okay, I need to learn how to sculpt, need to learn how to work with clay. So I just kind of challenged myself in like, and that's why I streamed as well, because I was like, like I was being really inconsistent with it. Like, some days I would work a lot, and then like I would go weeks without, making anything. And I was like, if I stream it, at least one, I'll have company, maybe if I'm making keycaps and people can like, hang out with me. And then two, if I make a schedule, I kind of have to stick to it, like if I'm streaming, right? And so that became, kind of like my way of making myself practice. If you ever need, to force yourself to do something, you should do it while you stream, so you're forced to keep that schedule. So I started doing that, and then I think it was like another 2 years before I really kind of thought about like making it into like my job. And a lot of that was like just trying to figure out how to scale and how to, because I still make a lot of keycaps by clay, but using like the clay method, which you're just sculpting clay onto a keycap, is very time consuming. And also not, it's like you can't mass produce at that scale. Like, you can't there's no way to really make that scalable in a way. So I was like, and it wasn't really profitable. A lot of times I think I just charged, honestly, when I first made keycaps, I charged like $25 or something for like hours of a commission. And I was like, I'm making like very little money off of this, like not enough. And especially living in the Bay Area, I was like, there's no way I cannot like even pay rent or even like, and streaming doesn't make enough money until you get big enough to a certain point. So I looked into resin casting, which is like the other more popularized way to make keycaps. And it's when you like make a mold of a keycap and then you resin cast it, which is like resin's like a plastic that starts out as like liquid that you mix together, and then it cures like over time, like it becomes hard. And so that way, if you have a mold, you can make multiple molds, and then you can do like multiple keycaps at the same time. And so I think when I quit my job, I had tried a bunch of things, and it was like one of those, like I worked at a software company. So, like the benefits are nice, and, like you get paid like pretty well. And like you have a lot of benefits of working in a corporate like setting like that, but the work can be soul sucking. So it was kind of just this back and forth between me wanting to do what I really love doing, but then having to sacrifice like security and like financial stability. And it was like a lot of like, I I struggled with like making the decision to quit the job for a very long time because I was like, yeah, what if it fails and I don't make money? And then I don't know. And but I really wanted to do I just knew that I wanted to do it, and I knew I wasn't happy at work. And and I eventually I was like, I decided this is how it's gonna be. Like I think it was like a timing thing. Like I felt like if I didn't do it now, like I wouldn't have the same opportunities to do this later, like to quit my job and just make keycaps. Like,
Yeah.
like later down the road, I feel like you could always go back into the corporate world.
To work. And they always they always need people.
Yeah. And it's like, the tech industry is not going to have any shortage of like needing like software engineers and and you can always and if you don't know your stuff, you can always take like a boot camp or whatever it is to I don't feel like it's hard to get into that like job again. And for me, knowing that I could feel that the hobby was growing and I wanted to kind of be there when it really blew up. And I feel like it really did blow up in the last maybe like 4 years, especially with the pandemic. And so I was like, timing is really important. And so I quit my job and then I started making keycaps. And I think it wasn't until maybe more or less around the time the pandemic started that I started doing more content creation. I had always been streaming up until this point, but I think that's I don't want to say passive content creation, but it's it was easier for me to stream because you set up the stream stuff, and that does admittedly take a long time to there's a lot of things you need to take care of, but to actively record and edit and then post on social media was a little bit it was not what I was used to. So I started only doing that once I got on TikTok, and then that became its whole thing. And now I feel like I kind of balance in between content creation and doing the art and making things and selling those things. But I kind of I'm just in between that because I do make content, but also I still have a very tangible and physical product that I make and sell as an artist.
Would you say that you kind of took the your initial impressions and your initial the ways that they were selling keycaps and how you sell yours now?
I feel like I kind of go I don't want to it makes sense because it's hard to, I think it's just hard because there's again, you don't have that many keycaps, excuse me. And to make it fair, it makes sense to do things like a raffle, because if you did first come first serve, what are all the people who are at work and can't, enter a sale at that exact moment, or people who are international who are literally sleeping when you're running your sale. So there's really no way to mitigate the most fair, you're trying to just reduce unfairness. So you're just okay, it's easier just to you have a raffle time where you can enter in the raffle. Usually people do 24 hours. Sometimes you could do lesser if you wanted to. And then, and then people can enter and you could just it's literally RNG. So you have for me, it's I just want to be fair to everybody. And it sucks because, some people who have told me hey, I've been, entering your sales for 2 years and I've never won anything. And I'm oh my God, I'm so sorry. And it's not really and I feel bad because part of it's just I don't make that many. So, it's always just
so hard to make. Not hard to make, but it's very tedious.
It takes a lot of time, and I'm only one person, and it's just one of those things. I wish I could make more for people, and but I kind of just followed what kind of everybody was kind of doing before. Kind of just these kind of sales just work like this, so I just do it just to be fair and just because that's kind of how it's always been done.
This is gonna be a question that maybe you don't know the answer to, but maybe you do. How many keycaps do you own?
But I don't think I know the answer to that. I don't even know ballpark where that is. And does that mean keycaps that I've made that I own, or keycaps in general? Because
so this question was worded: how many keycaps do you own, and how many have you made?
That's a very hard. Okay, so here's how to let me explain why this is such a hard number to So just my keyboard. So let me pull this up. My keyboard here, this is just my normal keyboard, right? These are, each individual keycap is still a keycap, but it's not a custom made keycap. It's just part of a key set, and I have probably at least 100, maybe even hundreds of different sets of keycaps. So there's at least 100 times that many. And then like, I mean, I did make a lot of keycaps, and I have many keycaps around. So like things like, this is the Kirby board that it's so bright. But yeah, like this is like just, I do it for fun, but like most of my keyboards are not filled with keycaps, but I do have many keycaps, and I feel like the short answer is I don't know, but definitely I would say, I mean, keycaps in total definitely in like thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands.
Oh my
And then the
gosh.
keycaps that I've made are probably, I would say in the thousands, but I don't know how many thousands. At least one. But yeah, it's just a lot, and I'm very unorganized, so it's not like, I wish I had like drawers and specific amounts that I could just look at and be like, oh, I can estimate around, 100 or 500 here. They're literally everywhere. Like sometimes people come to my house and they're like, there's just keycaps, like
keycap in the couch.
Yeah, and like just random places, because I just like end up bringing them around the house because I'm taking photos sometimes. I just like all over.
How many keycaps can you make per day as far as like the resin ones go?
I think it just depends on how many molds are like made for it and what design of it. Like realistically, if I just wanted to, like on average, I would say like I could probably make 20 of them at least. This is like if it's very hard to measure because I'm like, you like what colors are they?
Yeah.
How many specific details do you want? Yeah. And it just depends on
different
like how
projects.
Yeah, and like how dedicated to like making keycaps do I want to be? Like I could be super on time. So like if I'm like I cast in the morning and then I wait exactly how long it takes to cure, because sometimes I'll like, I'll wait 4 hours or I'm doing other stuff and then I go back to it and it's already like fully cured by then, but I didn't need to check it because I was doing other stuff.
Yeah.
Right. So I could be like super on schedule and be like, right when I feel like it's done, I could, start the next step and, could fit in more. But I even say like on average, maybe like 20. But I haven't made keycaps in literally months because I moved and then I like kind of got busy with like keeping up with different things, and I didn't set up my garage, so like I couldn't actually make keycaps. So yeah, I haven't, and it's not like it's not like every day I make 20 keycaps. That'd be
kind of insane. That'd be definitely insane. Can you give us a brief rundown of how a keycap goes from an idea onto a consumer's keyboard?
I think, well, it depends on a little bit on how like refined you want it to be, but generally, like I'll make let's just, for example, like if I do a commission, for any of like the resin keycaps, I'll sculpt something, and this sculpt it's just like in bland clay, like it's not colored because it's not gonna matter anyway. And then I usually go through multiple rounds of like refining that specific sculpt and making sure like the customer wants like, dimensions or, like the eyes need to be bigger or whatever changes that they want. And then once that's determined, I will bake that, and that's just to like harden it and to make it like, so I can make a mold of it. And then making the mold is also kind of like a, same thing as like the resin when you have two parts of somewhat liquidy substance and you mix together. So that's like the silicone part where you mix together these like kind of goopy substances and then you pour it over the keycap that I sculpted, which it's mostly just like the outside of it.
Yeah.
And then that makes the mold of it. And then I'll usually do like one cast if it's for a commission. It's just like one. So, and that can take anywhere a day, a couple days to like do all the details, and then that's done, and then that goes to the customer. Is that? Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Sometimes that can take like a week, and sometimes that can take like months, depending on just like how much back and forth. And then even after that you finish that, you can always like go back and like if you have like the resin version of it, you can even like sand it and add features, and like you can add clay onto resin and bake it. It's you can redo parts of it and remake a mold of it and like kind of refine it as you go, just to like get it to how like perfect you want it to be, because yeah, there's like you can sand it, you can like spray it with certain finishings to make it like glossy or smooth. So yeah, that's the gist of it.
Wow, that's cool. I know there's you when you're explaining like just like I know art, you could get so creative with things and you could like do things certain ways, and
Yeah.
it's really cool. How do you come up with all of your ideas? So I guess sometimes you have people that have commissions, but when it's not commissions, how do you come up with an idea and then bring it to life?
I think a lot of it's just like things that I just find inspiration from, like everyday life.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a way to like turn it off, because I feel like it's always on. Like there's this part of my brain that's always thinking about it, but not like in a very active way sometimes, but it's just like in the back of my mind. So sometimes when I'm just looking through just like social media, like if I'm just like scrolling through Twitter, or if I'm Instagram, or if I'm like out doing stuff, sometimes I'll see things and I'm like, oh, that would make like a cool keycap, or whatever, like it's just one of those things. Or I think about like ideas for like TikToks. I'm like, if I'm scrolling through TikTok, like it's kind of just there because I think that's just how my brain operates in terms of, I'm just like, oh, I'm always kind of maybe in business mode, and it's there to me to like think about like, oh, what kind of things could I make? And so I think a lot of the things that I make revolve around like memes, and things that are popular at the moment. So sometimes it's just like, what I see on Twitter. And then sometimes I just think about like, oh yeah, what would that look like as a keycap? Or how could I make this sort of like keyboard related? And that's a lot of how I get my ideas. But I think you draw, like a lot of artists draw inspiration from other artists. And I say that kind of like, nothing we create now is ever like truly unique. Like we all take inspiration from existing things and like other artists and just other pieces of art. And I feel like I just kind of take in things, and sometimes I see things that I really like, so I'm like, oh my god, this is beautiful, and it's just like a like a drawing, or it's a character or something, and then like I think it's just in my mind. So eventually when I make things, I take maybe even unknowingly just like small parts of the different like artists that I follow, different like people that I feel like are really, I don't know, I really like their style or whatever. And then I just like kind of make it my own. And so, I think inspiration just comes from everywhere, whether or not I realize that I'm taking inspiration from the things around me.
And I think we kind of touched about this earlier, but you said, I want to ask, like, how many keyboards do you own? I guess if I say this, is it the hundreds, or is is that just like the key, the key sets?
It is. So I do have a lot. I think I have more key sets than I have keyboards.
Yeah.
But I do still have a lot of keyboards. And right now it's hard to say because I have a lot of like unbuilt keyboards. Because I think I've just not built boards in a long time. Like I'll buy them and they just literally sit on my shelf. Because I used to stream like the build, but they take a while to do. So I haven't streamed in a while as well after moving. So there's been a queue. So the last time I actually have this like, I wish I had there's a picture of it somewhere on my Twitter, but I have this like bread rack, like the ones that you maybe see in like a commercial kitchen. Or whatever.
Like, you see them pushing around Costco sometimes.
Yeah. Yes, and they have like the racks. I have one of those. I can see it from here in my closet. That has all of my keyboards, or a lot of my like built keyboards on it.
Bought a bread rack
for my keyboards. And so, and the last time, this was maybe over a year ago, when I was like kind of inventory, we counted like that was around 70. But back then, I also had like unbuilt boards. So I know I have more than 100 boards total right now, but maybe I don't. I think I'm maybe nearing 150 now. Just looking at the amount of boards that I have on my shelves. So I really need to organize, but and build a bunch of them. But that is that. Yeah.
Do you know the current like specs of your own keyboard you're using right now?
The one that I have on my desk. It's a 65%. It's called the Voice 65. And I know that it has alpacas in it. That's the switch. And that's the main component. Yeah.
Can we see it? I know you showed it earlier, but
Yeah.
It's out of the 150 keyboards that you own, the one that you are using right now.
Actually, not even like a great, like it's maybe like not lower level, but it's not like a really high end board. And there's like, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not particularly beautiful. I think I just like got used to using it, so I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna keep this on my desk. And it's like, I think also the boards that end up on my desk. Sometimes I feel like when I used to make keycaps, so sometimes I would stream making keycaps, and I had like clay and stuff, and so I feel like it would get dirty. So I don't I didn't want to like my nice keyboards, because I do have some really nice ones that I'm like, oh my gosh, and I just don't even use them. They just sit on the side. I know. It's like one of my things to like want to like, I don't know, have like a be a keyboard library, and I'll just like rent out my boards to people. I do that with my friends, like a lot of my friends who are like, oh, I want to buy a keyboard, what should I get? And then I'm like, okay, come over. And then I'm like, look at all these boards, test them all out.
Like build a bear, but it's like build a keyboard.
Yes, yeah. And it's like, oh yeah, here you can like test these out. And if you want to like take any home, you can just like take it for however, because I'm most likely not using it.
Yeah.
Unless it's a board that I need to like, I don't know, take pictures of or something. I'm like, yeah, just like take it, use it, and like let me know what you like, if you like it, and if you like it, we can build something similar or build the exact same board or something. So it's like very for me it feels like it's someday I will figure out a way to share my keyboards without it being like too much of a hassle to share. But it's I have a lot, and it's nice because then like if I ever need a certain color or certain layout, if I want to use it for my videos, I just have it all there. And then like all my key sets are also there, so I can just like pick out, if I'm like, oh, I need a whiteboard with these, cute looking keycaps, or I need one with like cool looking keycaps, I can just go through and grab what I need. And so technically they're all business expensed because they're for it's for research purposes and for like marketing purposes, because I use them in my videos, or I have plans to use them in my videos. So it kind of makes it a little bit. I still have to buy them, but it's a little bit more like, oh, it's for my business. So
this next question kind of ties in with that. I wrote the expensive part in italics, but is your hobby, I mean, this is also your job, but as a hobby, is your hobby expensive?
It definitely can be, and for a lot of people it is. And I think it's just like it's like if you have a hobby that each individual thing costs like hundreds of dollars, if you want more than one of them, it's going to be expensive because of all the parts. But you can always like buy a keyboard, and then it doesn't have to be expensive. It's like a one-time thing where you'll pay like a couple $100s, and that thing will last you like many years. And then you can like swap out the switches, you can swap out the keycaps without like not everybody needs to have like hundreds of keyboards and hundreds of key sets. So it's like kind of like how much in moderation do you want or need to have a big collection. You can totally not spend that much money, but if you want to collect a lot of things, especially like keycaps, like the individual artisan keycaps, it can get very expensive really fast. Some keycaps, not mine, but some keycaps that I know of, like other makers, they sell their keycaps for maybe like $100 per keycap. This
Whoa.
is each individual keycap, which I'm like, but some of their stuff is very intricate, and it takes like hours to like, it's like very refined work. And some of those keycaps also like resell, like, there's a whole aftermarket for these stuff. And it's like the ones that cost $100 probably can resell for like hundreds of dollars. I've seen like literal keycaps go for like thousands of dollars. Some of the like really rare ones. It's
like Pokemon cards.
So it can get really expensive really quickly. It just depends on how much.
It's crazy. I can't undermine it. It's huge. It's a crazy.
But I would say like on the, like a lot of people are like, oh yeah, mechanical keyboards are so expensive. But if you're just trying to get like one and you swap out stuff occasionally, I don't think it's that like expensive. It's like a one-time cost, but you're also buying something that you actually use like literally every single day. And some people for like hours because you're working, on you're in your office or whatever on your keyboard all the time. And it's something you'll see every single day in your space. So I feel like, it's like about like if you spend that money, it goes a long way into something that lasts for a long time and you can like customize it. So I think it it's like expensive, but if it's a one-time cost and if it's, you're not spending all that money all the time, then it's not really that expensive.
Now, this next question doesn't really have to tie in with, the expenses of it, but it's more so, within actually making them. Do you have a steady hand or do you need a steady hand for what you do?
Personally, I don't think my hands are that steady. Like when I've played some like games like Jenga and stuff where you're like you have to do like very stability wise things with your like dexterity base, and I feel like I'm always like like my hands are shaking and I'm like I don't know why, like I feel like I'm not even actually that stable. But I think like having not nimble but like because you have to work with really like tiny amounts of things, like the clay, sometimes you're making like an eyeball, right? And it's like literally like the size of like a dust on your finger, like and I feel like I have maybe a sort of advantage of having like small hands because I'm tiny, so working with small items kind of is like easier, right? So if I had like gigantic hands and like I think it would be like harder to manage, but I don't feel like stability is necessarily like a big thing, especially it's like only in certain aspects when you need to like I would say like maybe for resin casting, if you want to write like what they call like resin painting, it's basically like using resin but trying to like write things, like you might need to obviously I think like having some stability there or like very precise like kind of details because you're using because the mold is like so small because of the key, like it's like a tiny mold. You have to use like I use like a syringe or like a needle basically like and it's like not even one drop of resin, it's literally like 1/16 of a drop, like it's such a small amount that you have to like poke it, and it's like kind of sometimes like that can be pretty, I guess like you do have to be a little bit precise with that. But I would say like the some of like the bigger features, and if you're just like sculpting in general, it's not as like you don't have to be as like
use a magnifying glass.
I don't, but I know people that do, and I feel like I probably should, so I don't like I feel like I just look at it and then sometimes I'm like my eyes are getting all dry and then my hands get all like crampy. But it's like there's some people who use those like I don't know, like
those eye things, and then
so you could use, there are tools like that would probably make it easier, and I've seen people use those, but for me I'm just like I'm just gonna look at it with my bare eyes.
Now this goes back to your business aspect, but do you have any help with your business? Do you have like a team, or is this like a solo kind of thing?
For now it's pretty much solo, but in the past I guess year, so I have like someone helping me with like just keeping me on track with things like my day-to-day. It's just kind of like a check-in. They don't really like, they only do things that like if I assign them tasks to help out with, but they can't really help out because I do it remotely, so it's like over a call, but it's kind of like, oh, here's like the things you need to accomplish today, or here are the projects that you're working on, you need to get this done by this date, or like here your priority. And that's helpful for me because I'm just very unorganized, so I need someone to tell me like here's what's important, or otherwise I feel like I have like 50 things in my mind that like these are things I could possibly work on, but I just like I don't know which one I should be working on, right? And I only like meet with them like like an hour a day just to like go over things. And then outside of that, I have a management team now, and this was also within this past year. I can't remember when I signed on, but that they help kind of go back and forth with like brands and negotiate and do like contract stuff, and they help a lot with I would say like the
business
the business, and I don't have to deal with like the talking as much, but I still have to do a lot of like I still have to be in meetings pretty often, like with like it has to be me like kind of thing, because I don't think there's like I kind of know the most, about like how long does it take to make a keycap, or how much will it cost to do a certain project, right? I still have the most, I guess, knowledge for that. And then I recently, this is kind of like a side project, not my main stuff, but I opened up a store, and that's like it's like a general keyboard store and not just my stuff. And that store, I hired like two people to run the store kind of on the day-to-day.
Like a store? Like I can walk in?
Yeah, like a physical storefront. Yeah.
Wow!
Yeah, so that's in San Jose. I guess next time you're here.
What's it called?
It's called Tiny Keyboard Shop.
Oh my god!
Yeah, so that's in downtown San Jose. I'm actually gonna probably head up there or head down there in a little bit.
You own a store. That's so cool.
It was like a lot.
So cool.
Yeah. It was a long time in the making. Like I kind of had the space for a couple months. And it's just hard because I have like my normal day-to-day things, which I already feel like I'm already very busy with. And then on top of that, I have to like figure out how to run a store. And I'm like, I have no idea.
Yeah, no one teaches you like how to do stuff. Like, you make keycaps. Like, how are you gonna hire? Like, how do you learn to hire people?
Exactly. And I was like I was doing interviews, and I was like, oh my god, I feel so inadequate doing these interviews. Like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh my god.
So yeah, it was just like a lot of like figuring out and
You're learning,
okay, just take it as you go kind of thing. And I feel like a lot of people, like when you do stuff like this, when you run a business, you do have to learn a lot of different skills and a lot of like different things that you don't know how to do before, and like no one's ever taught you. So so I hired two people, so they run the store mostly on like kind of like the day-to-day, so I don't have to go in every day, because I'm like, there's no way I can go into the physical store and like run that and also do all these things on the side that I do. So so it's mostly like they run the day-to-day stuff, and then I go in and kind of organize things or help like the higher, I guess, logistics parts of stuff, like ordering the stock and figuring out what we're going to sell and the pricing and stuff like that. So I do all of that, but having people to run, and they're very capable. So they like, know what to do and can handle things on their own pretty well. So then I can be really hands off of that. So that's like my first experience having I guess, hiring people that are, working for me. And like maybe in the future, I'll expand to like a personal assistant or like people who are more involved in kind of like the day-to-day and can actually like take a bigger load off of like what I do day-to-day. But yeah, it's pretty, a lot of it still is handled through me, and it's probably not a good thing since I'm very unorganized. So again, it's like all this stuff that I'm like, I gotta do all these things, and they're just there in my mind, in my space.
What is your most popular keycap?
Probably Core B, which is I would say like that's because I probably have posted a lot about it. It's like I think it's just also easy for people to like, they recognize like Kirby as a character, and it's a very like simple, and I would say like you kind of do a lot with it because of the different stuff that I've done with like making things in his mouth. Kind of sound like, or like
the hot dog. I see it.
The hot dog, or like accessories, or like I think it's very cute, and people can recognize it all like really, really easily. And then especially on top of me just making a bunch of videos about it has made it, like, I would say, pretty popular. I think that's what most people know me for. But I think before that it was like just, I don't know, maybe like I used to do a lot of like burgers, just like, I don't know, people like food and people like people like burgers, so it was like a very, and I think the burger fit like the keycap shape really well, because there's some things that are really hard to make into like a keycap shape, like a square, or even just like a 1x1 kind of like unit. There's some things that just don't really work as a keycap, and it's I think like when you find things that work well, like people really appreciate the elegance of it.
How would you say you balance your business, hobbies, and personal life?
I think the true answer is I don't, but
no, this is the answer that I get all the time. This is the one I'm kind of expecting.
Yeah, it's really hard too. I think especially when it's a lot of people, I guess, like similar boat where you're like, yeah, I love streaming or I love playing games, and that becomes your job. And so, like, obviously you want it to do well, as everyone's really passionate about, you know, gaming and doing the things that they love. And for me, it's like art and keyboards. And so, like, what used to be just like a hobby for me is now my job. And so there's like no escape from it. And like, even when I want to not work on it, it's kind of just like, since I work from home, it's like there. And I do have separate rooms for it. And I'm trying very hard to like keep my spaces separate. So I have like a work, I have an office, and I have the garage space, which I use for like the casting stuff. And prior to moving here, like in my old house that I was renting from, it was like, I kind of just had everything everywhere all at once. It was just like, yeah, like I had keycaps in the living room, like, you know, like I just have things because I'm like go around taking pictures, and then I just like leave it out there, and then I'm like, yeah, packages, and I unbox them, and it's like just keyboards that are just in boxes that are out there. And I'm trying very hard. I don't know if I'm succeeding yet, but to keep things like work stuff just stay in the work room, right? So like move all my stuff. If I want to take pictures now, I have like a little kind of like a station set up for like recording in the same room, and I have my streaming and my like work computer set up in this room. So if I need to work, I have to come in here and not just like be outside in the living room where it was before. Like and I'm trying to keep like, yeah, like my room, no keyboards in bedroom. No keyboards allowed in there, or like, you know, like keep my living space like kind of
separate, completely separate.
Yeah, so I'm trying, and I think like finding a balance, it is hard. I think like, especially if you during the pandemic, it was really hard to like hang out with my friends, and that was kind of like my like the balance kind of between work and I guess my social life, I guess.
Yeah.
And it was like being able to hang out with my friends on the weekends, but I would like during the week I would stream and like, you know, make keycaps and stuff, and then when I could, I would hang out with my friends, and that was like my break from the work stuff. But then during the pandemic, it was really hard to hang out with people in person. So I feel like I kind of like lost that, or it was really hard to do or have in person. And now we're still in pandemic times, but it's been easier to hang out with people. And I feel like my sanity comes from like, meeting with friends outside of like this whole space. I'm not saying that friends within the space, having friends within the space is bad, but just, like having people that you can just, like, it doesn't always have to be about, business or art or, you know, games, whatever it is, like having just like, like a mental check-in with people who are maybe not so involved in this stuff. And so, I think having like a support system outside of this was something that I guess I'm working on and building towards. And that has been helpful for me to kind of like find my balance and like spending time away from just this stuff.
Now, I want to ask you so many more questions, and we're almost running out of time. But before we ask, the last couple questions, your business is pretty much your hobby and passion. Have you ever run into any negativity? I mean, you make cute things. Like, could people really like? Is there hate at all? Like, I would hope not. I would really hope not.
Some, but I would say like not a lot. And it is, if there is, it's pretty not known to me. I'm sure there are people who don't like my stuff and like who are tired of seeing my little Corbies or like whatever it is.
Never.
Like, I feel like there has to be people out there who are like, oh man, she needs to start doing some new stuff, but or like hate me for whatever reason. But I would say on the most part, it's been like really, I would say overwhelmingly positive.
Great.
There's just occasional people who are like probably hating because of like how expensive the keycaps are, or they're like, why do you charge so much for one keycap? It's not worth that much. And I think that's a very common like artist issue, and not like things specifically. It's like just in general, people are like, why does it cost so much to commission somebody? I'm like, okay, you try making it yourself, okay? Like, if you don't want to pay anybody, you go out and you learn exactly how I do things and you make it yourself. So there's been like hate where people are like, and sometimes I'll just post about this stuff, and occasionally these posts will kind of go like, they're not viral, but it gets a lot of attention because, one, I do get a lot of support from people who are either fellow artists or just people who support me, like community, and just like people in general who have common sense, who are like, oh, these ignore these people or whatever. But there's always like a pretty like vocal, I would say, people who are like, yeah, like that's not worth, $300, or like sometimes I think it's just funny though, and I know I will never change their minds. Like it's not my place I'm not responsible for changing your mind about like whether or not you want to buy keycaps at that price.
Of course.
And you probably aren't going to be a customer anyway because you're thinking this way. Like you obviously don't value like my art, so there's no point in trying to convince you to buy my stuff when I know that there are plenty of other people who are more than happy to like pay me. But I think I use these moments as just like I feel like sometimes they're just kind of like social media like marketing things that where like I can talk about this stuff and share about why this is like important not to talk to artists this way. And like people, and maybe someone will learn, maybe not the person I'm talking to, but maybe someone will be like, oh, I didn't realize this is like offensive or whatever. I think like some of it is like people being not oblivious, but maybe just not super considerate or thoughtful about it, because I think you can totally be like, your keycaps, like it's not within my budget, or like you can say like I wouldn't pay that much to buy a keycap. Like sure, that's totally within your rights to do that. Like anybody and everybody has the right to not buy something, right? If it's too expensive for them. But I think it's like the way you phrase it, and when people go about saying like, hey, that's not worth X amount of money, and that's like just rude to me because I've spent all my a lot of hours,
it's your passion,
years. It's my passion. It's like what I do, right?
Yeah. That's
So
understandable.
like I totally think like, there's some, and I feel like talking about these things, maybe someone like meant to say like, oh, it's out of my budget, but they said it in a different way. And, like, they're like, oh, now in the future, I won't say that, because that is for artists to hear that, like, oh, like, like I that's so expensive and like not worth it. Like to hear that from an artist is really, really kind of disheartening. So if I can educate in some way, even if it's just like making a meme out of it or whatever, I actually have a t-shirt or a hoodie of something that someone said on Twitter that was like hilarious to me. Like
what they say?
It was about, I feel like I have to look this up because I don't know exactly what it was, but it was something about like, isn't art just like, it's like art in itself is not, it's like supposed to be free, and like you, like it's not a business, you're not supposed to like be making money off of it, and it's like
you're supposed to be sharing it with the world for free.
Like okay, okay. Like and it's like no, it's not. Like people spend time and money. I don't so it's just like moments like that where I'm like I'll let it, like I kind of like make something out of it, but it's not something that I'm like I'm gonna stop doing it because people don't like what I do.
And then the very last question, man, I had so many more, but what keycap have you pressed enter on your keyboard? Like, what was a keycap that literally is on your enter key, if that exists?
Like, literally the enter key here?
It could be on any keyboard, like any enter keycap that you've made.
I actually brought it out for this, but I did make a Corby enter, so I feel like this is so the plan for this board. If
it's a wide Kirby.
It's like a huge. I can put it off. It's like he's like it's so bright.
It's so bright. It's okay. His
so,
mouth is big.
Yeah, his mouth is very wide. Yeah, and he's just another. He's one. There's a couple more that I have to do.
Yeah,
including the spacebar, which is probably the widest. But I'm just trying to make an entire
sushi on that one. We have like the same. You can't see it, and mine's super wide too. But it's like the sushi.
The same sushi set.
It's like the what's it called? Sorry, mine's like a little dirty. Yeah, it's like the salmon. I have that. Yeah.
So I'm trying to make all of them, and the enter Kirby is just one in many that I have to like on the path to making the entire keyboard Kirby, and I'm gonna make the keyboard itself is going to be a giant Kirby.
Oh my god, that'll be sick.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being on here, Tiny. I really appreciate your time. Thank you for coming to speak on here. Is there anything you want to plug or anything you want to wrap up the entire segment with?
Nope. I mean, I'm pretty...
Tiny makes things. Artist and content creator. Thank you so much for coming on. All right.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
We have a one-on-one with Princess, who is not. It's not me. Okay. By the way, it's not me. Princess is an Apex streamer, and It is going to be a one-on-one with her about her daily life with Twitch streaming and as an Apex player, how she got started, what she's planning, and how she pretty much does it all. I'm really excited to talk to her because we've actually never talked before. And I don't play much Apex, but I want to hear more about the Apex world and more about her. So we're going to have her on in a second, and I think we should be ready. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you not hear me? Do you want me to call you? Here, let me call her real quick. Or wait, I'll let her fix it, and then whenever we're ready, I know she'll we'll be ready. In the meantime, while she gets the microphone set up, I believe, I'm gonna be doing a giveaway. So, if you guys, so Blue or Logitech, is gonna be doing a giveaway with me on this Lytra Glow. So if any of you guys would like to win this LED streaming light for free, go ahead and simply type the word, press enter. I just typed princess. Press enter if you'd like to win one of the Logitech Lytra Glows. It is completely free, and they're one of our sponsors today. So, I just thought it'd be really cool to pretty much get products that are good for streaming or just streamers in general. Because I know a lot of people that are watching are trying to be streamers or are streamers or trying to get into streaming. So yeah, so all you gotta do is just press enter, and then you will be entered to win one of the Lytra Glows. Show it if you want. It's these. Oh, you can hear me now? Okay, cool. I'm just doing... Oh yeah, the mic is really low, by the way. Okay. We're just doing the giveaway real quick. All right, I will raffle it off in 30 seconds. So in case anybody's missing out, just type press enter in the chat and you'll be entered to win a Lytra Glow, which is the Logitech premium LED streaming light. Poggers. Oh, hello, it works. Yeah, it's better. I'm so excited to have you on.
Okay. Oh my god. What is this?
Okay, all right. I'm gonna roll it in right now. All right, here we go for the Lytra Glow. We have A Hamley. A Hamley, could you type your Discord in the chat and then I will keep note of it. Thank you. All right, congratulations, by the way. Okay, let me switch the overlay real quick. Actually, before I switch the overlay, I'm gonna introduce Princess. Okay, so let me get my bios real quick. I'm so excited.
And I'm excited too.
All right, so Princess is a streamer and content creator. Her preferred pronouns are she, her, and her streaming career started when she became rank 1 Loba in Apex, and after that she went full-time streaming. She is so happy to have her community be filled with amazing people, and especially a lot of people from the LGBTQ+ community. Okay, we are welcoming Princess to the stream. Let's go. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Welcome. Okay, so I added your picture on the stream.
Cute, yeah,
it kind of, I'm not gonna lie, if I had brown hair, it would kind of look like
Twins!
it would kind of look
It
like
doesn't look like
it kinda
you.
look like-
You're brown. That's crazy.
Yo, it's
I'm
not
horny,
our
man.
fault. We have the
I
same hair color. We're both
Right?
chicks.
That's
It's not our
crazy.
fault. It's not our fault. It's not the same picture. It's not the same picture. Okay.
It's literally you though.
But it's
Crazy.
literally you. What do you mean?
It's literally you.
I should literally add a picture like a what is it called, a fan art of me with a crown, and let me see. Honestly, I'm gonna look for a fan art real quick of.
You have one?
I probably have one of
Yeah.
just a random fan art. Let me see if I can find something, and then I'm just gonna add it up, and then all right, let's see, me with a crown. I mean, dude, they would all look pretty. They would all look pretty
That's
similar.
crazy.
That is just the funniest thing. I mean, like, I could like put this and like, I mean, we could be related.
Oh,
There's
that's so
definitely,
cute.
there's definitely,
That
there's
is so
definitely,
cute.
there's definitely some,
Resemblance.
there's definitely some
Yeah.
relation. Honestly, we're just okay. All right. Welcome to the
That's so
stream.
cute.
Welcome to the stream. I know we started a little bit late, so I'm probably gonna ask Mrs. ChimChim if she'll like push her time a little bit because I want to make sure both of you girls get enough time. But
No, it's okay. I don't mind.
so
I know it's
let me.
a little late
I'm
'cause
gonna
of
remove the
audio.
picture. Oh, you're good. So, what is your username and how long have you been a streamer for?
So I stole Princess's username. It's just Princess on Twitch, and I've been streaming 2017. So 17, the end of like November-ish, 2017. But then I stopped for a little while, and then I came back. So I streamed on YouTube for like about a year and a half,
YouTube.
maybe. Yeah, I was on YouTube, and then I went through like a bunch of stuff on YouTube, and I deleted my channel on YouTube, and then I never streamed again, and then. On YouTube, I never streamed again on YouTube. And then I came back on Twitch. My ex was like, you should stream. You're made to stream. You're just so good at it. It was so sweet. And then I was like, okay, fine. I'll stream on Twitch. Whatever. It's fine. Whatever. And then so I streamed on Twitch. And then, yeah, I just like kind of grew a little bit over time. I streamed Fortnite though for like my first like year on Twitch. And then switched to Apex. And yeah, that was it. It was crazy. Then Loba happened, and then now we're
Loba
here.
happened.
Yeah, all because of Loba. It's crazy. Yeah.
And so you were originally named Not Your Princess. How did you come up with that username, and how did you change to the name Princess?
Yeah. So Not Your Princess. I honestly don't know how, because I didn't even know you, which is the crazy part. Because somebody came to my channel like, do you know, like, are you like trying to bite off your princess? I'm like, I don't know who that is. Like, what? And then it's crazy. Nobody believed me. I'm like, I never watched. You play League of Legends, right? And like,
Yeah.
and like back then too, right? I'm pretty sure. I was like, I don't watch League of Legends. Like, I don't know anything about League of Legends. Like, I don't know. I just like thought, not your princess, because like I'm not your princess. Like, I'm just not.
Yeah.
And then, and then they're like, nah, you're such a liar. I'm like, no, I swear to God, like I swear to everything. And then yeah, so then one day like I got partner, and I was like, let me try to get Princess. Like, let me see if it's available.
Yeah.
Obviously, I didn't think it was going to be available. I'm like, there's no way, right? It like literally, I got it when it became inactive. Like the day, like the month of. Yeah, and I was like, wait, you're lying. And so they gave it to me. I was like, okay, that's cool.
It's like when you're,
That's crazy.
it's like when you're a partner, right? They kind of let you like take whatever username you kind of want. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. It wasn't inactive till like I guess like they said like a month. Like it was like a month time frame.
Yeah.
That like it just became inactive. I was like, wow, okay, I'll take it.
Yoink.
Like, wow,
Just
that's
take
crazy.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I yoinked it.
And how did you originally find Twitch, and like what got you into streaming? I think you said like your ex or something was telling you should get into it.
Yeah, so like a lot of my friends were on Twitch, and I like was never interested in Twitch. I was like, no, I'm a YouTube. Like I'm on YouTube. I like watch all the lives on YouTube. Like I stream on YouTube. I was like, oh, whatever, I'll just stay. And then I started watching Daquan on Twitch like all the time. Like I loved Fortnite. So I was like, oh my God, I love Daquan. Like I loved Hamlin's. Like I loved like that whole group was just so funny.
Yeah.
And so I was always on Twitch watching them. And then that's like I was there for a while. I was just watching on there for like a couple months, like maybe like 5-6 months. And then I eventually started streaming like a couple months after that. Because of my ex. Yeah.
Did you always, I guess so you played Fortnite, but like was there anything else that you played on stream? Like besides Apex?
My first game, well on Twitch, I only played Fortnite and Apex.
Yeah.
To begin with, and then I started getting into like variety. So like Naraka, I play Valorant, like Fall Guys, like just the little like fun, like I played what's that one? I don't know what it's called. Oh my gosh. It has like a bunch of little people, and like you have to like your team has to like go through a bunch of like challenges. I don't know what Pico Park. I played Pico Park.
Pico Park.
So fun. It's so fun. Yeah, I played Pico Park. That's about it. I don't really play. I just mostly play Apex. I wish I played more, but yeah.
When did you get rank 1 on Loba, and when did you like what kind of content did you make around that?
Yeah, so I got number 1 Loba season 5. So it was like May 2000. 20, I want to say. Yeah, so I got number 1, and if anybody doesn't know about kill grinding, it's like you play like 24 hours straight, like every session.
God.
Like you'll like play 24 hours and then you'll sleep for like 3, and then you'll play 24 and then you'll sleep for 3. It's like terrible. Yeah, so after I like grinded all those hours out and I got number 1, I started just like playing for fun, and trying to like enjoy my time with my community, because I wasn't really like, I mean, I was enjoying my time. Like I loved streaming, like I loved the whole process of the grind, but I never really got to like sit there and enjoy like, an 8-hour stream and just like talk and hang out and you know what I'm saying? Like you just enjoy that time with your stream. I was just grinding. I was so tired. I was just exhausted. I like was not even, my throat, I had like no voice. I couldn't talk. It was so bad. Yeah, it was really bad. So I just enjoyed my time. Yeah, I enjoyed my time with my stream. I started like just like playing different characters. Yeah, that's about it. I'm honestly just like a one trick. I'm just an Apex, like one trick Loba. It's so bad. I wish I would have done more then, but yeah, it was really fun.
Why Loba? And why not like any other legends?
She's just like, I don't know. She's a bad bitch. Like she really is. She's just like has that energy, the big energy. She's just so, I don't know. I always said if they bring out like a bad bitch character, I'm gonna like get number 1 on her, and I did.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get number 1. It was crazy. It was so fun. I love Loba. And have you ever played Apex?
Yeah, I have. I'm really bad at it. I only play Bloodhound.
Oh, I love Bloodhound. Yeah, I love Bloodhound. I used to play them like a long time ago.
Who's your most hated legend in Apex?
Oh, it has to be between Fuse and Caustic. Maybe even Rampart. I hate Rampart. Yeah, I'd probably say Caustic.
I think isn't everybody hate Caustic?
Player.
Is he like the skeleton looking guy?
Annoying player. Yeah, he's very annoying. He's like Viper. Yeah. He's so annoying.
So was the Loba cosplay you did a stream goal, or like what was the inspo behind that besides like you becoming rank 1 with her?
Yeah, when I got rank 1, I was like, I'm gonna do like a cosplay, and I promised everyone I was like, when I get number 1, I'll do a cosplay. I don't know when, and I also I think I had I don't know if it was a subathon goal.
Mm-hmm.
I think I had a subathon goal for another Loba cosplay, or no, I think it was I don't remember what it was, but I remember saying that I was gonna do Loba cosplay right when I got number 1, and I got it, and then I did it like a couple months later.
Do you have any plans for future cosplays?
Yeah, I have a Reina. I literally have an entire Reina.
A Reina cosplay?
I have an entire outfit and everything, and I want to do it, but I just have to find the time to do it all in one day. I'm also lazy. I don't feel like doing it. I hate doing my makeup and all that, but I want to do it so bad.
The nails too.
Yeah, the nails. Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, I did the Reina cosplay, and I dyed like my hair.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh
my god, do you want to see it? You want to see it?
Yeah, I want to see.
Let me find it real quick. Oh my god. Yeah, like my hair was like purple.
It's so cool.
My hair was purple and everything. Here, I'm gonna send it to you.
You dyed it? Like you fake dyed it?
No, I actually had it dyed purple. Like,
oh my,
like I don't know.
Oh my,
I don't know. So it was like, I wouldn't say it was even like on purpose, because it was kind of like, I just had my hair dyed purple, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a Reina cosplay, by the way. And I'm pretty sure I had contacts. Oh my god. But I think I did. But I might have edited it, but I think it had contacts. I think they're purple. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's like the best one I've seen.
Oh,
it's so good.
But it took so long to draw everything. No, I'm just giving you an example for inspo, please. No.
So good. Oh my god.
There's so many Reina cosplayers out there. Okay, cool. Are there any other Apex streamers or just streamers in general that you look up to?
Crazy Ratchet is like one of my best friends, but definitely like YouTube content wise, he's like just very inspiring. He's very good at what he does. And he's the one that encouraged me to post on YouTube, because I never was going to. I was like, no, I'm not going to post on YouTube. Like, whatever, I'm just a streamer. And then I started doing it, and it's so fun. It's like one of my favorite things. I love editing videos and like putting things together and like reading comments. And yeah, so he's like definitely inspiration. And yeah, he's in here. Honestly, I don't know. I'm very picky when it comes to talking about inspiration, because it scares me. Like some people just, I don't know.
No,
but
I get you.
Yeah. I don't know. That's probably Ratchet's just one of my biggest supporters and inspirations. Yeah.
What is the
Ratchet.
highest rank you've ever gotten in Apex?
I got Predator, which is the highest. Yeah, Predator.
You
That was a
remember what
long time ago,
number?
though. No, it wasn't. They didn't even have numbers.
You have numbers? What the heck?
It was way back then. Yeah, it was like years ago. Yeah, like when they first started Pred. But my highest now, like when it matters, I guess, is Masters because it was like last split.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You're cracked at Apex.
I'm gonna get
I don't know much
Thank
about
you.
Apex, but I know when people are aiming good, so you aim
It's
pretty
so fun. It's so fun. You should really play it more. You should play it more.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, yeah, I have a lot
Yeah.
of friends that play Apex, so it's like do you know like Tanner plays Apex, like
Yeah,
Timmy
yeah.
plays Apex,
Tanner's
like
so good.
there's so many people that play Apex.
I'm sure you, me, and Tanner should play. That'd be so fun.
It would be so much fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so what have you competed in any tournaments in Apex?
Yes. I actually am playing one tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah, and then one on the 27th, I think. But I played in Rivals, like the last Rivals.
Yeah.
That was fun. And then yeah, I played in like a bunch of tournaments, a lot of girls tournaments too, like all women tournaments.
Mm.
And yeah, I played in a lot. I love tournaments; they're so fun.
And what keeps you motivated to like posting content and streaming?
My community, literally, if without any of them, I mean, I obviously like before I even had a community, I would just stream it for fun. Like I'd stream to like my 2 friends, and they would like watch me play. But now it's like if I'm not here, they're just like, where are you? Like, where are you? Like, where'd you go? I didn't stream for a month and I felt so bad. Oh my gosh. I was like, guys, I'm just sad. Like, I'm sorry. And they were like, no, we understand. But I miss them. And yeah, I'll never do that again. I hate taking breaks. It's just, just them. I love them.
How would you describe your community?
I was gonna say gay. Because they're all gay. I love them. Oh my god, I love them so much. No, but honestly, supportive and gay. I love them so much. Yeah, they're very.
That's so funny. No, that's how I would describe my friend group. Because I mean, most of them, if not, like I'll be in a Discord and have like 10 people, and I'm pretty sure like there'll be like 2 girls, and the rest of them are just like they're all dudes that are gay. That's funny.
I love it though. Yeah. No, they're
so
really
funny.
supportive. They're amazing. They all have like the best hearts, and they're all so sweet and the nicest things. Yeah, I love them. They're so sweet. I'm gonna cry.
You said you post on other platforms like YouTube and stuff like that. Do you ever post on like other platforms?
No, I was gonna start posting on TikTok, but I decided not to. I'm like, oh, this is another. I don't know. I want to post on TikTok. Do you post on TikTok, right? I think I've seen you on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I've seen you on TikTok. Yeah, I was gonna post on TikTok. I don't really think I will anymore, but just YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
You should do it.
I don't know. I mean, I have like a lot of like good clips and stuff, but I don't know. You think I should?
Yeah, it takes 2 seconds. Just edit it and put it up. You don't even have to like put anything special.
I'll do it.
Just crop it.
I'll do it.
It's good.
Okay. You can do it on Stream Elements, right? I think I've seen Ratchet sent me a video of that.
It's
you edit on
super
Stream
simple.
Elements?
I do it on Canva.
Oh, I never heard of that.
Website. Yeah, it's simple. Okay, next
All right,
question. So most of the time you don't stream on stream. Well, actually, have you ever streamed on stream with Cam?
Yeah, I have a couple times.
Okay, so not most of the time you don't though.
Yeah, I don't ever, honestly.
Do you think it's necessary to stream on Cam or like have a mic?
A mic, yes. A cam, no. I don't think that a cam is necessary at all. I think that I mean, it depends on you as a person. Obviously, if you're comfortable, just talking all the time, you can definitely do without a cam. I used to stream with cam on YouTube for like a year and a half. I streamed the entire time I always had a cam.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just so, people would say weird. I just get uncomfortable with the things people say. I personally I'd rather just stream and talk to my community than, people just like stare at me. I personally don't like it, but it's just awkward. But I do think that with and without, you can definitely be a creator. You can definitely
of course
have a career. Of course, yeah. I don't think it's necessary personally.
Do people like kind of? I guess if they really wanted to know what you look like, they could literally just like look up your Loba cosplay or look up like past podcasts where you've had it.
Yeah, and on Twitter. I have a clip on my stream of me with face cam. If somebody like wants to see me, like I have a clip, like they could just look at that. But yeah, and on Twitter. Yeah.
How do you feel about like, because you said like, you know, people will say things and like be weird about it, but are they also like that when you aren't using cam as well?
Honestly, when I compare like when I used to have it and now when I don't have it, it's definitely more when I did have it, of course, but people do definitely say things now.
Yeah.
And it's weird, you know, it's like, but it's the internet, you know, and it's just like, if you're a
it's just
girl
your
and you
decision
have a
too.
voice. It's
Yeah.
like, what would you say?
It's just your decision too. Like if you don't want to have it, you don't have it. People still have an opinion about it.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's like, but you guys like it at some point it's like you guys have to, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. It's just weird. They say things about people's voices and, you know, if you're a woman, they're always going to say something. No matter if you can literally just sit there and not say anything and they're always going to say something.
You just breathe.
Yeah, you can just breathe. I swear you can just breathe. It's crazy. Yeah, so it's definitely, it's worse when I had a cam, but it's the same. Yeah, it is pretty much the same now.
Now, I don't want to keep like the topics too negative, but do you ever get hate about your username?
When it's in a game, I do. Like if my name's Princess in the game, they'll be like, "Oh, Princess," like, you know, stupid things, you know, all the time. In Valorant, they like say the weirdest things in Valorant. Like people are just weird in Valorant. And then my name's Pimpsess in Apex, so it's like like Pimpset, like I'm a pimp, but yeah, whatever. Yeah. Anyways, I don't know why I think it's funny, but it's funny. And so people will be like, "Oh, are you a pimp or are you princess? Are you like, they'll be like, you're an e-girl, huh? Like you're an e-girl trying to hide it. Like what does that even mean? Like it's just a name. Okay. Like people are just weird. Yeah. Just so weird. But yeah, they do say things about it. Yeah.
How do you deal with like any like hate or negativity on or off platform?
I just don't. Personally, I just really don't care. Like if someone says something to me, I'm just like, okay, like whatever. I just don't know what do you do? If you sit there and like mope about it, you know, you're just gonna ruin your mood. It's just like words on a screen, you know, it's like why? It shouldn't matter. But sometimes when it's just like all the time and it's so consistent, it's like you kind of get like why, you know, like you kind of like wonder like why all the time. But yeah, I just personally don't. I just forget about it. I'm just like, okay, you know, it happened, it's over. I just tell people like, what are they gonna like? How are they valuing your life? Like, what? It doesn't matter, you know. I just don't care. Maybe I should care a little bit more about what people say because, you know, it could be like criticism at times, and I'm just like, no, like I'll do things my way. Like, you know, I'm not gonna listen to somebody. You know, it's just. But I don't know. I personally don't care. I just kind of shake it off. But I've had criticism, and people are just like. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was gonna say that's good that you shake it off. No, I was gonna say it's good.
Yeah. People have criticism, like valuable criticism. I'm like, okay, yeah, like you're right, you know, like you're right about this, you're right about that. Like maybe I'll say something like to like my random and they'll be like, okay, maybe that's a little too much. I'm like, yeah, maybe it was a little bit too much, but like they're like being rude. Like I'm always gonna be rude back. It's like you don't be rude to me and then expect nothing back. It's just I don't know. It's like don't be mean. Just be nice. Especially on the internet, like I don't know. Oh no,
you'd be surprised. Like even something as simple as like expecting someone to be nice online is just like apparently mythical.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and that's ridiculous to me, but then it's ridiculous to them apparently. I don't know. By the way, I did want to add that Reagan or MrsChimChim, I was gonna bring her on at 2:30 today, but because of the audio issues, I was gonna extend this one-on-one with Princess for an additional 10 minutes. So if anybody was waiting for MrsChimChim, we will be starting that.
I'm sorry.
No, it's not even. Please don't even apologize. We're just extending it a little bit. So Reagan or MrsChimChim will be on, you know, in about like 10 minutes or so. So yeah. Okay, cool. So honestly, good that you shake it off. Good. It sucks to like receive like any like weird or intrusive comments overall. So I'm glad that you at least push it off.
Yeah.
Cool. So let's see, I want to ask you, have you ever like had any sponsorships that you've gotten or like any like cool deals that you've gotten or any dream sponsorships actually?
Yeah, I had Advanced GG. And then I'm not a big fan of energy drinks. Like I the person that came to me about it, I loved like one of the flavors. And it was like a short, a short little contract, and I was excited about it. And they were like one of my friends. I was like, yeah, but I'm just not into energy drinks, and so I had to like stop the sponsorship. But I loved them. I loved the drink. It's actually pretty good. Yeah, I had that. I haven't really had many sponsorships, honestly.
Dream sponsorships? Anyone do you want to work with?
I don't know.
Makeup one would be cool. Yeah, I'm
Makeup,
pretty sure.
yeah.
Are you really into makeup?
I'm into makeup. Like, I love makeup, and I'm just like, I just don't really like have anywhere like to wear makeup. Like, it's gonna be at home or it's gonna be like out to dinner with my family, but like that's it. But I do love makeup. Yeah, it'd be cool to have like, I was sponsored, not sponsored, but I had a tournament that was sponsored by a benefit.
Yeah.
And that was like, that was really cool. They sent me a package and it was so cool. But yeah, that'd be cool. Benefit would be cool. I don't know. I don't really have any dream ones.
I mean, that's a cool one. If it's good.
Yeah, it is a cool
answer.
one. I love makeup. So yeah.
Next question that I have is, how has streaming affected your life?
Oh, that's a good one. I'm a lot happier. I feel like at my old job, I was just like not the happiest. And now that I'm full time, I'm very happy where I'm at. All my friends that I've met through streaming, and my family just loves, like, my family's very supportive of streaming, and they love seeing like the online, like the online world kind of, because they see it through me, like they watch my streams, they hear all of my, what's going on in my life and my streaming, and they love that so much. They come to my stream, they say hi. Yeah, it's pretty cool. That's been a really big change. Also, being at home, I love being at home with my family. Like, I love being home with my dog all the time, and yeah, it's been really good. It's been amazing. A good like 2 years. I've been full time for 2 years. Yeah, It's been really fun.
What are some of your current goals as a streamer and content creator?
I don't know. I really, like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have never have goals.
Wow.
I never have goals. No, it's really bad. I kind of play things by ear.
Yeah.
I guess just like, I really do want to hit 100K on YouTube. I'm very proud of my YouTube. So probably that. And 100K on Twitch too, I guess. I think I'm like at 75K, pretty sure. So that'd be kind of cool. Yeah. 100K on both would be pretty cool.
And what kind of content do you mainly post on your YouTube channel? Because I know people can take their niche different ways, but what do you mainly post, or what kind of content do you strive for?
I post just the funniest things in my stream. I have a lot of really funny moments, just stupid stuff. It's so funny. So I post that, and then obviously really good gameplay. Like if I have 1v3s or a 20 kill game, I'll post it on there. I always try to incorporate just funny moments into all my videos, whether it's a sweaty video 20 bomb or not. I like to incorporate funny stuff. But yeah, it's pretty. I love my YouTube. I love making videos. Do you edit your videos?
I used to, but I have an editor right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're smart. It's a lot of work, honestly.
What is one tip that you have for beginner streamers, and then one tip that you have for more intermediate streamers?
For beginner streamers, I always say don't leave your job to become a full-time streamer. A lot of people do that, and it scares me. It's get some foundation, first, and then do it. Also, if you do it once and you don't like it, try it again. You never know if it's just one time, it was just maybe not what you expected, and then the second time, it's everything you expected. So also don't focus on numbers. Numbers will make you want to cry. That's a big thing. Yeah, so those two. For intermediate, also don't focus on numbers. I always talk about numbers. I never look at my numbers, like viewers and average and all those things. I never look at them. So yeah, that's pretty much what I hate numbers. And I hate that it's a thing too. It sucks, but yeah, very good not to look at numbers.
How would you say you kind of, because a big thing about streaming is talking to your community and doing a lot of events and stuff like that. How would you say you kind of incorporate your community into your own life? Oh, you muted.
Oh, I was
okay. You're good.
Sorry, I was clearing my throat. Oh my gosh, I have the worst. Oh my god, I talk too much. But into my everyday life, you say?
Yeah, do you ever host any community events, or do Do you have like any movie nights or like what do you have anything with your community that you do?
So I'm planning something right now, but I've been trying to get like it's so hard to get custom codes.
Oh, I've heard about that.
Apex.
Apex custom codes, yeah, because they only make so
so
many or
hard.
whatever.
Yeah, it's so hard. But I was gonna get them like before the season started, but I didn't get them because there was like a bunch of stuff going on.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't get them. But I really do want to do custom lobbies with my viewers. I wish that it was easier, but it's so hard.
No,
You need to have, like, good
I've heard about
for
it.
and yeah, it's really
Yeah.
bad. Yeah, honestly, I'm talking Discord and stuff, but that's about it. I kind of suck. But if it was easier to get codes, I would definitely do it more. I would, yeah.
I know it's like really, really difficult, I heard.
Yeah.
Unlike League, where you can just press the custom game button and then it'll just
Yeah, and
like,
Valorant too, crazy, right?
yeah.
Crazy. All these games have custom, and Apex doesn't.
Would you say that Apex is your favorite game?
Of all time, no. BO3 is my favorite game of all time, but
Wait,
Apex is the
BO3?
second. Yeah, BO3 Black Ops 3 is my
Oh,
favorite.
okay, yeah. Black Ops 3. Wait,
Yeah,
why
it was
not Black
so
Ops 1?
I never played it. BO3 is my first COD.
What the
Yeah.
heck is
I
going
know,
on?
isn't that
What is-
crazy?
what?
I was
You need to go back.
I started playing video games
Go
at
back.
15. So
Go back, play Black Ops 1. What do you do?
You think I
Do
should?
you still play it?
BO3, no.
Oh.
I heard it's still
Is it
fun, but I heard it's all so.
I stopped playing after Black Ops 2. Black
Really?
Ops 1
Black
is
Ops
where
2
it's
is
at.
so
I can't believe you
good.
started on Black Ops 3. What the heck is
I
going on?
know. My brother didn't get me into games until I was like 15. So
Do you share like how old you are with your community or no?
yeah, I'm 22.
Oh, okay. Is your
Yeah.
Did your birthday already pass?
Yeah, it's March 24th.
Okay, I'm a year older. You could have played
Aw.
Black Ops, but I guess you started.
I know.
gaming
My
a little bit late.
brother, yeah, he didn't hug me. I watched him play too at BO1, and I was never like excited about it. But at BO3, when I saw him playing, I was like, oh my god, it's so fun. And then that's when I got into it.
Black Ops 1 is
I wish I
better.
would have played it.
Anyways, the last question that I have today, we're rambling about Black Ops. Could you describe a moment in your day where you press enter? Whenever you press the enter key. Do you, do you press the enter key in Apex?
Discord.
I don't think so. Discord, yeah. In Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't play it. And Valorant too. Yeah. When I'm typing everybody, I literally always type in the alt tab. I'm like talking to the enemy team the entire game. Like it's so, oh my god, I can't play Valorant. But yeah, and in Discord, I always talk in Discord. Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for doing this
Oh,
one-on-one
good,
with
thank you
me
for
and the press
having
enter
me.
event. Thank you it means a lot. It was cool to talk to you.
That was so fun.
Honestly, we have like the same vibe. It's funny.
Yeah, I know. You're so chill. You're so funny. I know. I can't believe I stole your name and now we're here. It's crazy.
You did it. I never wanted like the straight princess. I like the Your Princess because
No, yours is cute. I actually love your name.
do you know what it's from? The Your Princess in Another Castle. Have you seen that?
No, I've never seen that.
Okay, here, let me type that to you. Your princess. Hold on, I'll type it in the main chat. Your princess is in another castle. This.
Oh wait,
That's what it's from Mario.
Oh yeah.
From Mario, yeah.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. It was nice to
Love
talk
that.
to you. Thank you so much
Great,
for coming
thank
in.
you.
Appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, Chad. We're gonna go on to another BRB, and we will bring on MrsChimChim. All right, chat. We have up next Mrs. Chimchim. I'm gonna quickly introduce her before we start our little one-on-one. I wish I would W's. That's so cute. She was so sweet to talk to. Princess is so nice. Okay, here we go. So we're bringing on the next one-on-one with Mrs. ChimChim, or her name is Reagan. She is a streamer and content creator. Her preferred pronouns are she, her, and Mrs. ChimChim is a League of Legends streamer known for her Baird and Dragon Steals on Jinx. Representing Atlanta, Georgia, she strives to create a positive, safe space in her stream that is welcoming to any and everyone. Reagan is honestly really, really cool. I've seen so many of her TikToks. That's mainly how I found her, and I know she streams a lot on Twitch. So welcome, Reagan. Thank you for coming on today. Let me go ahead and switch it to your scene. Let's go. Welcome.
Hello. How are you?
I'm so good. Thank you for coming on.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So the one-on-one that we have today, or the description of this panel, is basically a one-on-one with Reagan about her journey as a League of Legends content creator. And everything League of Legends related, because Yeah, League.
That's all I play.
we have a lot to get into. All right.
Yeah.
So your username, where did it originate from, or if you just want to share it, and then how long you been playing League of Legends for?
So I've been playing League since I think it was 2015, 2014.
Mhm.
Season 3, and my nickname comes from when I was in college. I was going through like a more depressive stage, and I found this like group that like really helped me through that. And one of their like singers slash dancers nickname was Chimchim. And I really liked him, so I named myself this. Yeah.
And how did you get into streaming and gaming?
I got into gaming, like I've been gaming since I was like 2 years old. But into streaming, I was getting out of a toxic relationship and I knew I wanted to put myself first and I always wanted to stream. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna build a PC and I'm finally gonna do something for me. And here I am.
You built
So
your own PC?
I did. I built my own PC, I built my own keyboard, and it's been amazing.
Wait, can I see your keyboard? Are you able to show that?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so pretty.
Thank you.
Did you have to like, I guess, did anybody like teach you, or are you just like looking up tutorials or self-taught?
Yeah, so it's kind of self-taught, but also like my friends are really into building keyboards, so I've always seen them like fidget around with them and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I built it, it was my first time and I just looked up like YouTube videos and it was pretty fun.
So I know you said like you only play League, but have you ever streamed any other games besides League?
Yeah, I've streamed Fall Guys, Among Us,
Fall Guys tournament yesterday.
Fortnite. What was that?
The Fall Guys tournament yesterday.
Yeah. Did you see me in last place? Like, did you see that?
I was doing pretty bad too. I didn't see the places, but I think I was really low too.
Yeah, I was struggling, but it was fun. It was a fun event.
You said Fall Guys. Sorry, I interrupted you. Fortnite. You said I think
Among Us too.
Among Us. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really excited for, I think it's like 3D Among Us or whatever, like on the VR or whatever. I think that's gonna be so much fun.
You're gonna play Among Us in 3D on the VR.
Yeah. Yeah,
That'd
on
be
the VR,
sick.
basically. I think that'll be dope.
I didn't know that they had that. I thought they were making that.
Yeah.
Now, a league-related question: who was your first main and your top 3 favorite champions right now?
Okay, so my first main was Varus. And then I don't play him at all anymore. But my top 3 favorite champions right now are Jinx, Kaisa, and Tristana. Top 3.
And top 2 most hated champions.
Ezreal. Ew.
That was so
And
fast.
no, because like he's my number 1. Like that's my go-to. If we're talking ADC, I'm sorry to say this, but probably Jhin is my second
Okay, I
hated.
play
Like
Kalista right now.
I feel like he counters like my whole champ pool, so it's kind of hard to play against him.
Tristana kind of like stumps of everybody though.
Tristana, yes. Tristana is who I pick into Ezreal and Jhin because she
Yeah,
can just like bounce on them.
she's my worst nightmare on any of those champions.
Yeah.
How often do you stream and post, and where do you mostly post?
So I stream every day except for Saturday. And I stream every day at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. How often do I post? I also post every day. I post every day on TikTok. I try to post every other day on Instagram. I'm kind of getting back into that, and I try to post at least once a day on Twitter as well. YouTube, I suck at posting on YouTube. I'm trying. I'm getting into the groove, but yeah.
And where did you come up with like new like ideas for content? Because I know like if you're posting every day on TikTok, like you know you got to keep up with
Yeah.
everything. How are you keeping up with that?
So honestly, like, okay, so when you're using TikTok and Instagram and Twitter, you have to produce more than you consume, but you still need to consume to know what to produce, right? So when I'm scrolling, I think to myself like, oh, how can I make this gaming related? How can I make this like League of Legends related? And like I take something that I see funny and I'll just think of ideas. Maybe I'll just be driving and I'm listening to a song and I'm like, yo, that's a TikTok. And so I'll like write it down or I'll text it to somebody, and that's how I do the thing.
I know recently I liked the TikTok that like really stuck out when I was like watching. I think you made a couple of them, of the ones with the emojis, and then you say the specific.
Yeah.
Like it's like
Yeah.
it's like a angry emoji, a crying emoji, like a puppy eyes emoji, or like a tongue out emoji, and you say like FF at 15.
Yeah, a little acting moment, you
Yeah,
know, going for an Oscar.
I liked that one. It was like one of the trends I know was really popular. Okay, so aside from posting content, I know you are a part of the Misfits gaming org, yes? And what's it like being a part of Misfits, and what exciting things have you done with them, or anything you could share?
Oh my gosh, Misfits has been an absolute dream. And like, I don't even know how to put it into words. Like, I feel like I've been adopted into like a family. Like, it, of course, it's business, but it
Ye-
doesn't feel like business. It feels like family and friends like trying to help me grow and include me in something great. And for that, like, I just am so thankful to be a part of the Misfits organization. And like, they truly always like try to take care of me. And I really love that. Um, what have I worked on with Misfits? Well, um, I did get I got flued out in like February, I think it was, for like a photo shoot. I was an ambassador for a energy drink company, and it was really fun. That was my first like interaction. And but recently we've been working on something kind of undercover. You shall see soon. You shall see soon.
What are some other companies that you have worked with in the past?
Oh, I've worked with some of my top ones. Elf. Oh my gosh, Elf is that girl. They treat me like a princess. Dermalogica, Murad. I recently did a little something with AT&T as well. A little commercial. You might see it on Twitch from time to time. But yeah, I just love working with the people and the brands that I've seen growing up, and like the fact that they're like asking like, "Hey, can we get MrsChimChim?" Like that, it means the world to me. Like it's so much fun. It's so awesome.
I saw the ad. I didn't see it on Twitch yet, but I saw it on TikTok and Instagram. It's really cool. They like did they like come to your house, or like how did that work out?
Yes, they flew here to Atlanta and they came into my closet because I stream out of my closet, and they moved everything, and it was a whole production. It was, oh my gosh, it was like literally the time of my life. I had so much fun.
And that is so cool. So my next question that I have for you is, what kind of content would you describe that you make? Because I mean, I've seen you make skits, I've seen you do get ready with me's, I've seen you like informative, like you do gameplay. Like, how would you describe like everything?
Ooh. No, I kind of want to consider myself the jack of all trades because that's how I've always liked to be. I always like to dip my hand or dip my toes into all types of new things. So I want to say I try to do it all. I don't know if I'm not going to put down my work because I definitely put a lot of time and energy into it. So I definitely try to do it all. So if you see some type of content, I'm going to see that content as well. And I'm going to try and make it for the girlies and, make it fun. Not everything has to be so serious. Like, okay, guys, today we're getting the challenger. No, let's have a little bit of fun. Let's go crazy. So that's
Yeah.
that's my type of content.
And who are some other content creators that you've like collabed with in the past?
That I've liked working with. Okay, so yeah, I loved working with. I played a game or a couple of games with Stunt. I played a couple of games with Afromoo. I had so much fun playing with Afromoo. I've played with Aoki. I've played with Yo and Lumi. But yeah, every time I work with like different creators, it's so much fun. It's always a blast. I've never had a singular creator where I'm like, oh my gosh, I never want to work with them again. Cause we just always, when the vibe is right?
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna mesh well with somebody. So I've always had a lot of fun with the people I've worked.
And have you ever been to any IRL gaming events?
Yes, I recently went to my first one, which was LCS finals in Houston, and it was So much fun. It was so much fun. I really want to go to Chicago too. So hopefully.
Chicago's the one for, is that for the final? Is it another finals that they have, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
I know
like
there's
the
so
next
many locations because they announced like where the world's ones are, quarters, semis, and finals. I think they're changing one of them, but yeah, like there's a lot of places that I know League is taking this year.
Yeah.
Anything
A
else
lot of good
besides the one in
stuff.
Texas?
No, no other ones. That was legit my first one. That was my first like big since I've started streaming.
Will you be at Worlds?
Yes, 100%. And World semifinals because it's in Atlanta. So, I'm going to be turning up in my hometown. Absolutely.
Have you ever met any other League creators in person? I would assume the answer is yes because you just came back from Houston. Who did you see?
Right. I saw Double Lift. I saw Tyler One. I actually took a picture with Tyler One because like he's been like inspiration for a long time. I was actually sitting in front of Lily Pichu at LCS finals, which I thought was crazy. And I don't know, I'm trying to think who else did I see there. I actually met Soju there. He's like another ADC main.
Oh, just like Soju, right? I know who that is. He played in one of the. I think he played in the tournament that I had, an ARM tournament that I had.
Yeah,
one exhaust every time.
Abuser. That
Oh my
one.
god, you literally know.
that's
You
it.
literally know. Yeah, he literally had his entire team go exhaust. I'm like, bro, you didn't even know these people. They're just all going exhaust and they won.
Right. That's
God,
the
you
one.
really know
That's
that.
the one.
Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah, him. He's cool. Cool. And I guess wait, I was gonna ask you in the middle of what you said. Did you say anything to Tyler?
Yeah, I wish I could pull up the picture fast enough, but I went up to Tyler and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I love your streams. I think you're amazing." And I tried to say hi to Michaela. I actually did later. But yeah, I was just like, "Oh my gosh, I love your streams. Can I get a picture with you?" And okay, wait, here it is. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but that's me and Tyler One. I was having the time of my life. I was having the time of my life. It was just so much fun. It was just so much fun.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's awesome. Did you guys like have a dinner when you were out there? Or was there like a League partner thing?
There was a League like after party thing, and so I went to that. I embarrassed myself utterly. Oh my gosh. Anyways, next question. Question.
Wait, no, I want to hear it. What happened?
Oh my gosh, I literally embarrassed myself so much. Are we allowed to talk about like drinks?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Okay. So I was chilling with my friends and I saw this guy at the bar. And one thing about me is I'm gonna make a friend. So if you're like sitting lonely, I'm gonna be like, "Hey, do you want to go take a shot?" So I went up to him and I was like, "Hey, do you want to go take a shot?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure." So I order us some vodka shots and like I'm talking, I'm kikiing, I'm cacaing, and I go to take my shot because he took his shot and he was chilling. I go to take my shot and y'all, I spit it all out everywhere, and it came out my nose too, and it was
so
embarrassing.
Just because
why?
It's strong?
I just couldn't. Yeah, it was so strong, and he was laughing. He was like kiki, but we had a good time that night. So
did a lot of people see?
I don't know. I don't think so. I hope not. But like we kept talking and I actually messaged him on Instagram the other day and he was like, "Yeah, I remember." And I was like, "No." It's so embarrassing.
Besides in the league partner tournaments that you've taken place in, what other tournaments have you played in?
Ooh. Tournaments are kind of hard for me, but I played in the Intel tournament yesterday for Fall Guys. Yeah, I don't really do tournaments. I think I did more tournaments when I was starting streaming because like it was just also brand new to me.
Yeah.
But I've kind of taken my hand out of that pot because it's
kind of really competitive and takes away from like content.
Exactly. Like I stream to interact with chat. Like I'm there for chat. And when I'm in a tournament, I'm sweating, I'm staring at the computer, I'm like ignoring chat. I want to turn up the music so I can focus, but I have to communicate with the team. Like it's just not. That's an off stream type of thing for me.
I love talking to you. It's so much fun. I just wanted to add that it's just so cool, like hearing another creators like upbringing, especially like League. Okay, so what are some tips and ways that you that helped you with content creation?
Whenever you're inspired, like do it. That's one of the major thing that I think holds back a lot of people is everybody makes an excuse as to why not. Or why not to do something. But why don't you just do it, Just stop making the excuses, because if you keep making excuses, it'll never get done. So just doing it is like one of the biggest things in my opinion. I hope that answered the question.
Oh, it did. Just do it. I was just picturing Shia LaBeouf like saying, "Do it," when you said that.
Yeah, exactly. Just do it. No, it's such a big thing. Do it and do it consistently. Absolutely.
And what about one tip for League of Legends exclusive content creators?
I don't know if this is a tip, but baby, I have been told all of my streaming career and even before that like nobody's gonna watch a gold player. Baby, your rank does not matter. You can be funny, you can be educational, you can do whatever you want at any rank. Okay, it's not just the challengers out here. I've been hard stuck gold for this entire season. I have hit plat before, but like it doesn't matter. And even in game, like if I post my stream link, people will be like, stop streaming, nobody's gonna watch a gold streamer. And then they join and then they're like, oh. And so it's just like
oh.
exactly. So don't ever let somebody else's like insecurity about their rank influence what you do with your life. So there's that.
I really like that advice. It's very true. You could be bronze and you could still stream. I know bronze streamers out there.
Exactly.
There's not many, but they are out there. They're probably more than we know.
And like even the challenger people, like you can be challenger, you could be ranked freaking 50 and people are still going to be like, oh my gosh, you're dog if you make one little mistake. So
true.
Like it's really every single rank.
Now you've done a lot of cosplays that I've seen. Which have you done for people that they don't know like what cosplays that you've done, and which are like your favorite, and do you plan to do more?
Okay, I definitely plan to do more because I think my previous cosplays were kind of dog.
No. Let me say this right now. The cosplays that I've seen you do, no.
Really?
Yes,
okay,
the Mel one was incredible.
Oh,
you have to admit that I didn't even see. I don't think I've ever even. Maybe there was one more, but the one that I saw that you did was like really great. And I know you did another one, and I don't know why I don't remember.
I've done the other ones beside that is Samira and like Project Ash.
So Samira.
But yeah, I would say Mel is the one that I put the most effort into because I didn't buy a wig or anything. Like I literally just like twisted my hair, and I've never done that ever before in my life. And so it was just really fun being able to have a personable or like a character that I can relate to, like in terms of like, oh, I can be Mel, Like it was really fun to finally have that type of experience. So I knew I had to do like a Mel cosplay. But yeah, definitely got a lot planned, especially for like TwitchCon and PAX
cosplay at
TwitchCon. I'm going to try.
Ooh, nice. No, I did one cosplay at TwitchCon. It was like a diva one, so it was really simple. Long time ago. Cool. I'm excited to see you at TwitchCon, actually. That was going to be one of the questions for later, but if you were going to TwitchCon, but the answer is yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Super ready for that.
And let's see. So my next question is, I guess I've asked like most of the girls this question, if not all of them. How do you deal with negativity of League of Legends and sometimes on stream? I'm going to say and or, because sometimes you're getting negative stuff in League and in your stream.
Right. Besides like the obvious of like just muting it, but my mindset, and this might sound arrogant to some, but I am a very confident person. Like I am very true to myself and I know me. So nobody on the internet can come to me and insult me unless I'm insecure about something. So if you come to me, right, and you're like, "Oh, you're so ugly." I'm just going to sit there and be like, "Are you sure? Is that really the insult we're going with?" Cuz like, if it just can't affect me. So I would definitely say like just knowing who you are and knowing that these people on the internet who are just throwing random insults, like it's mainly because they're insecure about themselves. So don't let it reflect off of them and onto you. You got to know that you are that girl, you are that bit, and you got to go out there and be great because you are great. So that's definitely how I look at it. Also, a lot of these people on the internet who insult people, like their insults are weak. Like we've heard it all before. "Oh, you're ugly. Oh, you're dumb. Oh, you're stupid. Go make me a sandwich. Boo. Tomato, tomato, tomato. Give me something new. Give me something fresh." Like it's not even fun anymore. I've heard it all before.
Tomato, tomato, tomato. My friend said me that.
Literally.
Oh my goodness.
It's boring.
Do you mute all in League?
Do I what? I'm sorry. My dog is like barking in the background and
it's okay. Do you mute all in League?
When I'm tryharding, yes. But when I hide chat on stream because some people say some like out of pocket stuff. But like off stream, I'll leave it on unless I'm like tryharding.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so you play off stream as well?
Maybe like 1 or 2 games if I'm bored and like I've finished my work for the day. But if not, like I'm content creating. It's very rare that I get to play a game off stream now.
How would you say that streaming has overall impacted your life, and what were you doing before streaming?
Oh my gosh, streaming has turned my life 180, like complete different direction. So I actually started streaming in my last semester of college, and I was pre-vet. I was working at a vet hospital on the surgery team, and I was getting ready to go to vet school, but I knew that I wanted to take a gap year to like, just rest and explore the world. So I got a job as a Delta flight attendant. And so then COVID hit and they postponed training for Delta. So I was like, okay, I'll just stream, I guess. And then it started like picking up, and then like TikTok took off, and then I got partnered, and then I got signed to Misfits, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. And I got signed to Misfits the same exact like either day or week that Delta was like, all right, we're resuming training. So
you're
I
like,
was
bye
at
bye
this,
Delta.
yeah, I was at this like fork in my road of like life, and I was like, okay, I'm doubling down. Let's go streaming. And
was there any thought, like second thought about that, or you really just like put down Delta immediately?
I knew that I was gonna turn them down like in the back of my head.
Yeah.
But like finally saying goodbye to, and like I can go apply again, but like it was in my hands, right? So finally saying goodbye to Delta, finally saying goodbye to vet school, like it kind of broke my heart a little bit. Like it made me want to cry, but I knew I had work to get done, so I had to keep on marching on.
Wait, why did you say it made you want to cry? It's because I guess you wanted to pursue that as well.
I've wanted to be a veterinarian since I was literally like 2 years old. Like I've always wanted to be a doctor, but not only a doctor, a dog doctor. So it just broke my heart knowing that I'm not letting down like my childhood self, but like just saying goodbye to that reality, because ain't no way I'm going back to school for another 4 years. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
My next question that I have for you is, where do you see your stream in the next year? What are your goals for this year? And do you have any goals for next year?
Oh, okay, period. So my stream, I want, like, you shouldn't look at numbers, but I definitely want to be at a certain place by the end of this year. And I also have like money goals. Like I want to be making a certain amount per month consistently. Like I want to see for the next 6 months I hit this level, just to like prove to my parents, because my parents are supportive, but they're still kind of like on the fence. But
Mhm.
they've recently been seeing what I've been doing, and they're like, "Oh, you okay? You
ATT
kind of doing
came
it."
to your
Yeah,
house
yeah,
to
exactly.
record your
Like
stream. Yeah.
finally, my grandparents were like, "Wow, Reagan, we're so proud of you," and I was
Oh,
like,
that's awesome.
But for next year, um, you will see me on a private jet at some point. I don't know when, but that's one of the goals. You will see me on a private yacht at some point. Don't know why. That's one of the goals. But I'm gonna just manifest it out
Wait,
there.
I want to make that one of my
Um,
goals. A private jet. I haven't been on one before. Yeah, that's one of my
Yeah.
goals now.
Well, girl, when I'm on there, I'll send you the invite. Okay, we can cross that off together. And then I definitely want to. I don't know. I feel like I love Georgia, but I kind of want to buy a house somewhere. I don't know
Mhm.
where, but that's like, one of the goals. So
Do you want to
I'm
stay in
dreaming
Georgia?
big, definitely. I don't know. Like,
Ooh.
there's nothing wrong with Georgia at the moment. So I don't know. I want to see where life takes me, but at the same time, I just know I want to buy a house soon.
Now, can you describe a time that you pressed enter and typed something to a teammate in League of Legends?
I remember recently there was like a Nami that I don't think she missed a single bubble the entire game. And I was like, yes, sis, you better pop off. So I love to encourage my supports because I always see supports get so much hate. So I'm always going to hype mine up 100%.
Thank you so much for coming on today and speaking at Press Enter. It was lovely talking to you. I know it's your off day, so I
too.
appreciate it. Yeah.
No, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Is there anything else you want to add or plug before I do the closing speech?
Well, thank you guys so much for watching all of the wonderful streamers today. My name is MrsChimChim. You can find me at twitch.tv/MrsChimChim at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every single day, except for today. And yeah, I hope y'all have a fantastic day. Thank you so much, your princess.
Thank you. Bye, Reagan.
Bye.
Okay. That was the last speaker today. Poggers. My closing speech for today. Hello, foxes. So that pretty much concludes the entirety of Press Enter. With MrsChimChim's one-on-one over. That concludes today's third ever Press Enter event, the second one that we had online. Excuse me. Thank you to everyone for joining us today and hearing these amazing women come out and speak on their experiences and knowledge in the gaming industry, and just like, as an artist for Tiny. And I just want to thank all the panelists again, Red Bull and Twitch, for helping put everything together. And yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys. I'm gonna go eat and then I'll be back later to go play some League. So I'll personally probably be back in I want to say an hour or so. But yeah, thank you guys for watching the stream. Oh yeah, Ziggurat, just type your Discord in the chat, like your username, and then I'll message you. All right, bye guys. Thanks for watching. See ya. Hee hee.